We live, baby. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word, gang? How's everybody doing?
Chilling.
Yes, sir. Yo, Christian, what up, Christian? Yo, it's welcome to Loud Etiquette, episode 77. It's 10:52 Eastern Time PM. Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. What's up with everybody, man?
You ready, Samo?
Yes, sir.
Bro.
Cool. We got the homie H in the building.
Yep.
And we got the homie Gels in the building. Y'all know the fucking
ready?
vibes. So yeah, fellas, man. Hump day. Today's hump day, y'all.
Word.
I'm glad.
Happy hump day.
Facts. Happy hump day to everybody, man. We almost there, man.
Humping.
Yeah. we almost there, man. If you got home from work, man, hump your shorty, man. It's hump day, dog.
Hump day.
Word.
Go hump on something.
Yeah, go hump on something. Yo, that's a fact, yo.
Straight up.
So yeah, man.
Shout out to everybody out there, man. For real. Hope
that's a fact. I heard the snowing everywhere. That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, it's snowing out here, man.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy as hell, bro. I heard it was snowing in Boston. It was snowing out here in Cleveland. It's been snowing everywhere, bro.
Yeah, it's the time of the season, man.
Yes, sir. Hopefully, we might have a white Christmas, Brody. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, bro.
Shit, I'm not hoping for a white Christmas, man.
I wouldn't be mad at it, bro.
I would have to be because I gotta work in that shit.
Yeah, I get you.
What up, elegance?
You know what I mean? I get your reason.
Yeah, he got a valid one.
Yeah, you got a very valid reason. You know what I mean? But on my end, Brody, like I wouldn't mind it. You know what I mean? The kids like that shit. They love it, you know.
Facts.
Why not do it for the kids? You know what I mean?
For the children.
Yeah, definitely.
Let them go outside, play in the snow, make snowmen, you know what I mean? Little snow angels, hit the sleds and stuff like that. So, you know, that's always cool, bro.
That was lit back in the day.
Facts.
Yeah, you remember being a kid, you know what I mean?
You don't see no kids doing that nowadays, man.
Yeah, because where I lived, we lived on top of a hill. So niggas would go all the way to the fucking cross, nigga, and slide all the way down. That shit was big as shit, bro. Like, that shit was crazy. You don't know, nigga.
Hell yeah, bro. Remember niggas used to play fucking football in the snow right across the street from your house, nigga.
Yeah. In the back of the crib when there was enough snow.
That shit was out of pocket, nigga. No bullshit.
That's what was fun too.
Niggas playing tackle on concrete with snow and snow, nigga. That shit was fun.
That shit was different.
No bullshit. Yeah, and that's the thing. These kids nowadays will never do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Real talk. Because when we was kids, yo, it snows, it's a wrap, bro. We going outside playing football, tackle at that. No pads, no helmets, nothing, bro. No cleats or nothing,
bro.
You know what I mean? Just a couple sweaters, you know what I mean? So you could stay warm, and some gloves, you know what I mean? And an extra pair just in case there was a lot of snow on the ground and your shits got wet, you know what I mean? So you could switch them up.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, don't kids.
I was just sharing this with a couple people, y'all. But yeah, that's the ultimate fact, man. Yeah, but yo, what's up, Senya? Yo, if y'all want, make sure y'all tap that link right there, that Streamyard link, if y'all want to join us up, man. You feel me? If anybody want anything to say, if y'all want to join us up, we right here, man. But yo, let's get right into it, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it. So my fault, y'all. Jaquise, man, Star Spangled Banner at the Lakers game.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
Has fans talking, bro. That shit was funny as hell.
That shit, the lyrics wrong.
Yo, bro, he was like, you know how they say, "Oh, say, can you see?" That nigga was like, Jose.
Who's just what? Scissor Fergie.
Yo,
I'm weak.
Fergie took the cake though, because Fergie, I think her shit was all fucked up. Wasn't she like her voice was cracking and all type of shit?
She was forcing it, bro.
Yeah, she was forcing it exactly. Yeah, she was definitely out of pocket, nigga. But Jaquise, his shit was funny as hell. It was like, bro, he was like mad. You know, Jaquise a pretty boy, nigga. So he mad cocky with this shit. He was like, say.
Man, flat. His voice was flat as fuck. Like,
yo, and
no soul.
Bro. His voice didn't even match like the song, bro. It was like he was like almost like whispering the song. It wasn't like he was really. You know what I mean,
you probably didn't know that shit.
Word. Yeah, bro.
You probably forgot the words.
First time ever singing that shit, or had to sing that shit in front of the Lakers. He's watching LeBron James, Anthony Davis in front of him, shit like that, and mad celebrities, mad nervous.
Yeah, facts. But bro, he's a celebrity himself. You don't think he probably? I mean, you're not used to that shit by now.
Word.
You feel me?
You would think so.
You feel me? Yo, on to crazy. I don't know where my cousin Mike is at. He said he wanted something to say about this, so I'm gonna we're gonna leave this in the back burner for a little bit till he come back.
Yeah.
But yo, H, I know you saw this because I saw your brother tag you in it. But NBA YoungBoy says wearing makeup makes him feel like a comfortable rock star, man.
Oh, that shit is real?
Yeah, bro. It was real. You ain't see the pictures?
Hold up.
You ain't see the
makeup as an eyeshadow and lipstick.
He kind of looked like the
blush on your face, makeup.
You know how he got the president mask and shit? He got that, but without the white part. Like he got the lipsticks, he got the surrounding eyes and all that shit. Yo, it's crazy, bro. I didn't know that shit was real. I thought that was fake.
Wow, that's next level, bro.
That nigga's a clone.
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all right quick,
crazy,
man. Yeah,
bro.
It was definitely out of pocket. Yo, Christian, what up? I'm gonna show y'all real quick.
So does he consider himself a rock star, or
keep your man's? You see that? His face says "Rock Peace." He almost looks like
Did he do that for a photo shoot?
Come out to play. He look like one of them type of niggas.
Did he do it for a photo shoot?
I have no idea. That's a good question, man. I mean, I don't know.
I just want to see what he's coming out with, like what his music.
Yeah, what's the antics? But the only shit I heard he's coming out with was this shit with Birdman.
Because you know how he took all that music down off his page, right? On
bro,
YouTube?
Look at your man's, bro. Swap with him.
He
swung with him, man.
Some other shit, man.
I'm saying
like,
some maybe he did it because of a photo shoot or something.
Maybe he's trying to really immerse himself into the music. Like
he's then if that's the case, then you're not a hip hop artist, you're a rock and roll artist.
Yeah,
right. If you're embracing the rock style, you know what I mean, the rock and roll lifestyle. Like
you can still mix the genres. There's a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, you can mix the genre, yes. But what I'm saying is, like, you're more of a rocker than an actual hip hop artist. You get what I'm saying? Like a Machine Gun Kelly now, right? He's a rock and roll singer now, right?
Yeah, he played. You seen his role? The dude he played, I forgot what. He played on a movie on Netflix about a rock band.
Yo, he's an airplane flying mad close to my building, nigga. No bullshit.
He did a good job in that shit.
Who? Kelly?
Machine Gun Kelly, yeah.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. But you see, like now he's making rock music now. Like they got a band and so
like
forth.
How would you explain Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne messed with the genre.
Persona.
Yeah, he messed with the genre though, right?
Yeah, but
like,
Lil Wayne,
he tapped into the genre and still kept the hip hop. You
so
get what I'm
saying?
Lil
Wayne has a full rock album.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah,
I don't
Lil
really
Wayne
consider Vert a hip hop artist like that. I think Vert is more pop.
Wait, okay,
yeah, Vert.
I'm sorry.
Vert ain't really rap to me either.
Yeah, I think Vert is more pop.
Yeah, and look at this swag down to his swag. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Yeah, like Vert never gave me a hip hop head vibe. Never. But he's always giving me that little rock and roll kind of dude vibe.
Who we talking about?
Nah, Lil Uzi can rap his ass off.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
can,
Lil
but
Uzi-
he always gave me like as
He
far as
considered
his
himself
vibe.
part of
He's
it.
never given me that hood rapper vibe. You know what I mean? Like he's giving me that rock and roll type of kid. You know what I
That's
mean?
the
I'll
image,
bang out.
though. If
You
you
know what I
watch,
mean? Like
the
wearing
interview,
fucking
not even the
big
interview,
boots and checkered shirts and shit like that. You know what I mean? Type of motherfucker.
Nah,
Like
I've seen Uzi like adapt. I seen him in the hood. Like he's a regular hood nigga, bro. He's not no weird rock star type of dude. But when it comes to his music, that's the type of shit that he in for.
but that's the vibe he's always giving me. You know what I mean? Like as far as the way I've seen, you know, and the things I've seen.
And he's from Philly.
You know.
I picture Philly niggas like Wallow and Gilly and Meek and you know Top Goon of Philly, Cassidy, all these niggas. So I don't. Uzi really the first nigga from Philly. I literally see with the pink and the nose bowl.
He gives you that rock and roll vibe,
like
that grunge feel, that old school Nirvana type of look. You know what I mean? Like that's what he gives. That's the type of vibe he gives me.
But remember, Lil Uzi Vert is on record saying
that he's a rock star.
That he's a rock star. Facts.
Yeah, you see, so therefore I wouldn't categorize his music. I would say he's more pop.
So when he drops an album, when he drops an album on Apple Music, you go look under the category. It says hip hop.
Yes,
but Wayne's was like that too. When he dropped the rock and roll genre, Wayne was still
can be under two categories
on Spotify. Wayne, bro, listen, on Spotify, Wayne was definitely under both categories. He was under rap and hip hop, and he was under rock and roll, bro. And
he has a whole rock album.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my point. Album. Like you can cross the genre. You can go into the genre itself and fuck with it. You know what I mean? And then come back and become a hip hop artist at the end of the day, still do a whole hip hop album. You see what I'm saying?
Even though at heart,
that brings everything.
He's a real artist. Like at the end of the day, look.
Yeah, he's a real artist. That's
he's
fact.
He's not a corny artist, bro. Like, let's be honest, right?
Well, look, we're talking about YoungBoy, right? Because that's
no. What I'm referencing is to Vert, right? Like Vert is not a corny artist, right? As far as he can cross over into both genres and still make an impact.
Yeah,
not
you know
for nothing. I fuck with
that's
Uzi
an artist.
Yeah, I fuck with Uzi's music too. Like,
yeah. Lil Pink, Young Peep, Lil Peep, or some shit like that.
Yeah, I couldn't take that nigga seriously. Lil Pump, I can't take him seriously.
Lil Peep is nice. Lil Peep, he was dope, bro. He was dope. I like this.
Let me get the mic real quick.
Go ahead, cuz.
Yo, don't forget, I'd be remiss if I don't mention Cameron and the whole Dipset. Them niggas was as hard as they get, but them niggas was the first ones that came out with the flamboyant pink mink suit, pink Timbs, pink bandana. So was that?
Yo, what up, Mike? Come tap in with us, bro.
What up?
Come tap in with us, bro.
Bad, dude. Fucking, we was about to tap in and my shit just died.
Nah, my other boy Mike. My other boy Mike. He just commented. He said, "What's the word, bro?"
Oh shit, my bad. But
yeah, anyway, you good.
But yeah,
you got Puerto Rican Mike and Dominican Mike.
We in here, Mike. Yo,
we got Mike and Mike.
So so I don't think like in terms of the word rock star, it's like, is it the lifestyle or the image? You know what I mean? Because Little Uzi Vert, in terms of him, of what he said, I'm a rock star. It's the image. He makes an impact no matter what genre it is, or no matter what kind of song it is, whether it's an R&B, rock song, or hardcore, bad and bougie. You know what I mean? He's very versatile. So in terms of the word rock star, I think for specifically for Little Uzi Vert, it's more of just the image, not the whole, like he's not in the whole genre, even though he probably make a dope ass track, you know what I mean? Rock track. But
let me ask you this then, Mike. You don't think that you could take him and put him on a rock and roll band as a lead? Yes, and they wouldn't sell records?
Yo, absolutely. With Uzi?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about Uzi. That's what I mean about the whole rock star image. he is very
Can I say
versatile.
something?
He's very
Can I say
versatile.
something real quick, gang?
Give me a second. I'm almost done.
Go ahead, bro.
He's very versatile, and it makes him very impactful in the terms that he can succeed in rock and roll, hard rock and roll, and make a dope ass track. I have a funny suspicion that he has something in that line along the lines of some kind of rock theme. But yes, he could definitely pull it off.
Yo, I thought it was a good analogy that my cousin mentioned, Dipset, because in fact, do you guys remember the fucking skulls on the belts and shit? Remember there was a point Dipset was rapping straight rap music and said they were rock stars and dressing like rock stars, chains in the pockets and all that. So it's like Gail said, is it really the image that he's on, or is it the music itself, or is it one whole, or is it like
any music yet?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like
hasn't
H
hit-
just said.
That's what I was
bro.
saying. That's where it all started. Like,
Yeah, bro. Remember Dipset had the skulls and everything, and they were saying, "Yo,
Yo,
we
nah, Wayne
rappers,
did
we're
it
rock
too.
stars."
Again,
You heard Wayne did it too.
Wayne
Run
did it.
DMC
Another
did it
nigga.
back in the 80s with
Yeah,
Aerosmith.
with Aerosmith.
You know what I'm saying?
But here's the
So,
thing.
It's not like rock and roll hasn't embraced hip hop. You know what I mean?
Exactly, but
And
when
vice
it comes
versa.
to
And
when it
vice
comes-
versa.
I feel as though-
And vice versa. That's a fact.
Yeah.
H.
Yeah, and vice
and
versa.
I feel as though because Linkin Park and Jay-Z fucking that's classic.
Linkin Park, Jay-Z.
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
did that album together, yo, that was
Yeah.
dope as
No
hell.
matter how hard you try.
and that's still
yeah, that shit's
and
hard.
it's so
nigga.
classic that even our younger generation still fuck with it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Yo, but it goes back to like the rock, whether in terms of hip hop and rap artists, when it comes to like the rock star, when they use that word, I'm a rock star, or I feel like a rock star, is more of the image. I don't think it's the actual lifestyle, because I think from what I know and I've heard of the history of rock stars and the Kisses and all those crazy rock bands and shit. First of all, makeup has always been a part of it.
Also, cuz ICP, ICP.
Yeah, there we go.
The same
So,
clown posse.
Hip hop.
what do you,
Kiss,
like when they add people to
David
the
Bowie, but it's like the lifestyle of a rock star compared to a rap artist is definitely a lot different. It's a lot different. There's
because
a lot of fucking
rock
shit.
is a lot.
There's a lot going on,
older.
and
It's
every
older.
and not to mention you're dealing with more than one different personality, because everybody
the crowd is different, bro. The crowd is different.
Crowd's
The energy is
different.
different. Everything is different, you know.
Your critics are way different because they're gonna
Yeah,
compare
bro.
you to a lot of
You know what I
older
mean?
bands. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro.
And they're gonna look at what happened with Travis, some I forgot his name.
Travis
last
Barker?
name. Not Barker. Is it Barker? That he had.
the one from
The white boy. The white
No,
boy.
not the
Rock and
white
roll,
boy.
right?
He was
Travis Scott.
Nah, dog. I forgot the name of their band, bro. To be honest with you,
Blink
like,
182.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Blink because there's a Travis nigga in there too,
Yeah,
the
that's
bald
the
white
one.
boy.
nah, it's not Blink. I gotta look them niggas up real quick, and so I could tell y'all exactly who it is, because I really forgot to do.
You have a song?
Was it a really popular band?
Yeah, they were a popular band at
Was
one.
it the
at one
Beatles or some
point.
shit?
Nah, nigga, it wasn't no.
I don't know
Beatles.
their names, but I was just asking because popular bands.
There was POD. There was POD. Like whatever we talk about. Do you have a song?
Late 2000s, mid 2000s, I want to say, early 2000s, around then.
Creed.
Was it Gym Class Heroes or some shit like that?
Oh yeah, the black dude, Travis. Yes. That he was a rock star. He was a rock star.
Yes.
Great fucking yes.
Talking about Travis Barker.
Both no. Travis McCoy.
Oh, Travis McCoy.
Yeah.
I know you're talking. It was Gym Class Heroes. Yeah.
Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one.
Oh, them niggas. I know what y'all talking about now.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Gym Class Heroes.
Yeah.
Good call.
I used to
y'all
like
are right.
He was nice at
Remy.
rapping.
Yo, shout out to Gus for that, because that nigga, he could actually rap, but he came out as a rock star.
Right.
Yeah,
Fact.
bro. Good shit. Good shit.
Yo, fucking onto crazier shit, y'all. New Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Busta Rhymes and Anderson .Paak song soundtracks GTA expansion trailer with the black dude. I think the black dude's name is Franklin, right?
Franklin,
GTA. Yeah, so
I
it's
think it's
about an
long over-
expansion about his life.
I think this has been long overdue. I think Dr. Dre should have been involved with GTA.
They should have just added this shit to the GTA
Look,
6, man.
Y'all
San
remember it.
Andreas.
Y'all gotta
San
remember it.
Andreas.
Dr.
I
Dre's
think
been
somebody's
in
trying to
GTA.
tap in, bro.
Not for nothing, you guys. Dr. Dre's been in GTA. This mad niggas in GTA. Scott
Yeah,
Storch
but-
and mad niggas in GTA.
Yeah, they just add. They keep doing
Yeah,
this fucking expansion
yeah.
shit. Nobody
Yeah,
wants an expansion. Expansion your asses to fucking GTA 6, my nigga.
GTA 6, man. Bring us GTA 6, Rockstar.
Fuck is
Yo,
wrong with you?
The only time I remember like any of that West Coast sound and shit was with San Andreas, because yo, Mino, you know Adrian, right?
Yeah.
That nigga.
Yeah.
That nigga always used to play that Today I Had a Good Day by Ice Cube, and that radio station, bro. That radio station had crazy classics. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of like incorporating Dr. Dre, Snoop, honestly, bro, they coming out with a soundtrack.
I hope,
Bro,
I hope that's not the only
overdue.
soundtrack that they
think it's been
update
long
on the
overdue.
fucking whole GTA fucking radio playlist shit, my nigga. I hope they
And
fucking
not to
update
mention, bro,
every
and not
fucking
to-
genre in the every radio
Yeah.
station genre, my nigga, in that game.
and not to mention,
Add some nigga
His-
thong and salsa in there, please, nigga.
history is shown that when the music is left to an actual artist, it's successful. It comes out a successful soundtrack.
Word.
Take Black Panther for an example, and Kendrick Lamar. I believe Kendrick Lamar, the music rights was
He
left
made a whole
all to him.
album off the soundtrack.
Exactly, and I think they gave him full control of that.
Facts.
Hence why Black Panthers, when you hear Black Panther or anybody hear Black Panther, they think of Kendrick Lamar as well because of the soundtrack. And and not like those tracks that came out from that song, those tracks that came out from that soundtrack on the radio, bro, them shits were make crazy numbers.
Them shits was bangers. It's still bangers.
Bangers, exactly, bro. Because I played them shits at mad weddings. At
Yo,
mad
cuz
weddings, bro.
we skipped over a topic for you and shit. So I wanted you to touch base on it, all right?
Let's go.
So it was the Jaquise, man, Star Spangled Banner at the Lakers game, man.
Yo.
Had the fans talking. So what's up? What you
Yo.
wanted to say about it, bro?
I got you, bro. Yo,
Shout out
The
to my cousin
song-
Michael, man.
the song starts with Jose, can you see?
Is it Jose or is it Ose?
Yo, listen, bro. Let me give you the punchline, G.
Nah, I was just asking for the viewers. I was just
I
asking.
got you, bro. It says Jose, like Jose, bro. Jose. Yo, truth be told, the nigga that fucking sang that song and came out with that song, the nigga's Puerto Rican, G. Did y'all know that?
Get the fuck out of here.
That nigga Puerto Rican, G. Yo, when they doing in the picture when they signed the declaration and all that shit, there's a Puerto Rican nigga picking at the like peeking over, like, yo,
I don't think y'all want to sing that shit.
What?
Hold
Hold on, H, hold on.
Let's
Let him
be
finish.
diligent. I hope.
Let him
I hope
finish.
this
Let
ain't
him
a
finish,
meme.
H. Let him finish, H.
Go ahead.
Yo, nah. I'm just saying, when y'all look at the picture for the Declaration of Independence, bro, there's a dude peeking over somebody's shoulder, right? Homie Puerto Rican, bro. We had Puerto Ricans in there talk about like, yo, add this law in there. Yo, we was trying to benefit all the way from the get. So anyway, Jose, yeah, the nigga that fucking sang that song, nigga Puerto Rican G. He from PR, my nigga.
Go ahead. What's everybody else got to say?
Y'all niggas actually believe me because y'all niggas is quiet.
Nah, I was about to say, because look, that's what I was doing. Check this out. Check this out, cuz. I was about to be like, yo, not for nothing. None of these niggas look Puerto Rican to me.
Yo, hold on. Expand that shit real quick. Hold on.
Yo, any of these niggas look Puerto Rican?
Oh yeah, right there. The nigga be then. Wait, hold on.
You see the dude that's
hold on.
This nigga's name is not Jose.
Bro, but that ain't
nah, look all the way to the left.
All the way to the left.
The red dude
Nigga right here?
Nah, look at the red dude over his shoulder. Dude in the red.
So these niggas right here?
That's Jose.
That's Jose right there.
Nah,
this not that one.
He look like an Arthur, nigga.
He's looking away.
In the back.
All the way to the left.
The one right in the behind the one with the orange, right next to that nigga.
Oh, back here. Y'all talking about this nigga?
Yeah.
This nigga ain't Puerto Rican.
Yo, you don't. Yo, he's one
dude all the way to the left.
All the way to the left. Which one, bro?
All the way. All the way.
Right there in the middle.
Yeah, right there in the middle.
In the middle. So these niggas.
Nah, the one in the middle of this dude. He's right there. Right there. Exactly. He's the Puerto Rican. Jose, can you?
Yo, I love y'all niggas, but I think I'm going
man.
H on this one, man. I don't think we want to claim this one, man. Oh shit, yo, we got the whole gang in this bitch, man. My fault, gang. What's the word, fellas?
I think Jack Freeze got that shit out of a movie though.
Shout out to Raymond, shout out to SK, and shout out to Food Stamps. What's the word, y'all?
Popping shit, you got out of work.
Cool.
Fucking freezing out here, y'all.
Make sure y'all mute the YouTube live.
Yo, what's goody, man.
Cooling, gang. Make sure y'all mute the YouTube live, yo.
Funny, bro. Yo.
But what we missed, y'all.
For real, check it out, right? So
Jeez, man.
I gotta tell y'all, right? I heard this once a while back, right? And it's a funny ass joke about Jose, right?
Yeah.
So
where is this guy?
Jose went to the baseball game, right?
Oh shit.
And his father asked him, how was the game? And he came back really, really fucking excited, right?
Yeah.
He said, Dad, check this out. I was sitting all the way on the top. And at the beginning of the game.
Is his name Jose? So they're asking him if he can see.
His name is Jose, right? So I was sitting at the top. And the guy down at the beginning of the game asked me, oh, Jose, can you see? And I'm like, yes, I can see.
Hey, yo, that was funny as fuck. I ain't even gonna cap, my nigga. That shit funny as fuck, yo.
Yeah, I need to roll.
Yo, what happened with that? What happened with that fire though, son?
Yo, I don't even know, bro, for real. I mind my business, bro. I just got my kids out of there, hopped in the whip, drove them to the store, nigga. You feel me?
My business.
Nigga came back, chilled in the car until I just saw them like all the ambulance and the firefighters leaving. I just walked back in the crib for real. I didn't. You feel me?
Brody, talk about fire. Somebody set fire to a tree outside the Fox news station the other day.
What the news said, they thought it was like a conspiracy.
Yeah, man arrested
they
the Christmas tree outside of the Fox News building is set on fire, nigga.
Yeah,
the
bro.
Fox News Christmas tree outside of the building, bro.
They lit it up on fire.
Is the Rockefeller tree, my nigga, like a big tree, bro. You feel me?
Big ass tree,
I thought it
bro.
was like some random ass like tree.
Nah, it's a big ass tree.
Like a tree that they decorate. You know what I mean? Christmas tree, bro.
That shit.
And
yo, bro, did y'all see Homeboy with the 1 foot tree decorating it in the same spot?
Nah,
the man tried to replace it. He put a 1 foot tree there.
That's crazy.
Nigga was decorating that shit at all.
Oh, snap.
On to crazier shit though, y'all. I know y'all New York niggas might like this one. A lot of hip hop niggas don't like this one.
Expecting niggas like that, bro. Like anybody can step on that.
Bing bang.
Yo, so LL Cool J gets a new statue in his hometown of Queens, New York, man.
That's fire.
Facts.
Fire.
He need
That's
that.
fire.
I like that. Yeah, we need more
because
statues.
they're giving him his flowers.
Flowers while he's alive.
He got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall.
Yeah.
I think
Him and JC.
Going on there?
Yo, not to mention that homies had a great career outside of hip hop.
Yeah, LL had a good run.
Did you know that
he's a great? I think he's like a Grammy winner.
Greatest of all time. He coined
What
it.
up?
One mic, y'all. One mic. What'd you say, H?
He started
taking the one train.
The analogy greatest of all time. He started that. He started calling himself the GOAT first.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Wasn't that like the when he was?
Didn't he have a song called that or
When
an
he
album
had
or
beef
something like
with
that?
when he had beef with cannabis, I think.
Yeah, with cannabis. Yeah.
Greatest of all time.
Yes, sir. That's when he mentioned that he was trying to steal his mic.
Everybody started calling themselves the GOAT after that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Shout out to LL, man. I was
Yeah,
actually,
but-
you know, it's crazy, bro. The irony in this. The other day, I forgot what I was on. I was looking up mad like old school albums covers, and I came across the Rock the Bells when he was leaning on the fence.
Dude,
Yo, Steven, I'm sorry, bro. I had to mute you for a second, bro. That shit was reckless. Yo, but I was looking at the Rock the Bells. I was looking at just old school album covers, and I seen when he was leaning on the fence on top of the Volvo or whatever it was, and it was the Rock the Bells album cover, nigga, and I was just like, yo, this shit looks ill, nigga. Imagine back in the day seeing this shit, you know?
I was listening
His
to
album.
his album.
yo, did y'all see his
Those iconic,
Instagram when he was going through every hood taking pictures in the project?
Nah, I didn't see that.
LL. He actually did that. If you go to his Instagram, he literally, I want to say he went to all the hoods, but he went to mad projects out here in New York and took pictures in that shit by himself.
That's lit.
Yeah,
That's modesty right there. That's modesty.
Yeah, LL is good, bro. LL is good, bro.
Yo,
He actually went to my old project. That's why I got caught on to it.
I think when people have the conversations of greatest rappers of all time, I think LL is definitely in the top 10.
He
They
should
leave him
always
out a
be
lot, too.
mentioned, but people don't mention him.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I said. They leave him out a lot.
Because he's more of an 80s rapper, though. You feel me? A lot of niggas don't refer to 80s rappers as having bars.
Because he
He
had a
transcended.
hit single. He's had a hit like
Damn near
time
every
since, like
fucking
like every decade. Like
Also, he had ill movies too, nigga. SWAT. Yeah, he was in mad
bro.
ill movies.
He's been in mad ill movies.
LL was in mad ill movies.
TV
nigga.
shows, you
He's
name
that
it.
nigga, bro.
And he made it cool to be kind of soft. You feel me?
Remember Fubu?
Well, I'm saying, like, you know, making as a rapper, making the love songs and shit.
But
Yeah,
that song,
bro, he was
that
definitely
rap song
knocking
is
down a lot of niggas' baby moms in New York, nigga.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
Like that song, I Need Love.
Around the way, girl.
Yeah, what hood niggas, like street niggas really making songs like that.
Bro.
Pink cookies in a plastic bag.
That's what he
Can't
made
touch
with,
my building.
with
Yeah.
J-Lo.
Bro,
That
No
song he did with
better.
he's a
J-Lo.
beast, bro. Like,
Yeah.
LL definitely one of the greatest rappers ever.
Yo, not to
period.
mention,
Like,
ladies
They're gonna
love
say, right?
Cool J.
Yeah.
Bing bang, chupapi, cholula.
Yo,
Catch that
fucking
nigga tomorrow, yo.
onto some craziest shit, man. Tyler the Creator launches his own fragrance line.
Probably gonna smell like shit.
that's pretty cool.
Nah, that
Probably
guy,
gonna smell
he-
like Fruit Loops.
Nah, he's a pretty dope
This nigga's
rapper.
gonna do something crazy, bro. This nigga.
Yo, Tyler's definitely a nasty rapper. I just
Yeah,
feel
he's
like
crazy with
his antics is what gets him overlooked. It's the weird
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, because he's mad lyrical, bro.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a lyrical
But that
beast.
weird shit is his gimmick, you feel me? Like him
I don't
doing
know,
that
like-
weird shit is what put him on the map and what made it like staple.
Fact,
You feel
yeah.
me?
He was
Yeah.
like me and
Most
Flex
niggas, most
running
young
around.
niggas jack that nigga. Even though he be doing weird
Like-
shit, niggas my
Yo.
age, a lot of niggas be jacking him.
Yo, he said me and Flex riding around looking for buff neck niggas to have
Nah, he
sex.
said me and Flex looking through the Rolodex for big buff. That nigga's
Niggas that
nasty,
have
right
butt
nigga.
sex.
Yeah, that nigga's nasty,
That
kid.
nigga
He
Flex
be
was like,
saying that
whoa.
shit to get niggas mad. That's why I
Flex
feel
was
like
like, yo, hold on. What made you say that verse, bro?
yeah, he be
Yo,
getting niggas mad, bro. Like
It's a
niggas be
fact. He
vexed.
does it to get you mad, but then at the same time, you be thinking like, damn, that shit
Can't
did
even
hit
be
though.
mad, son.
No,
That
I'm not
shit
even
did
gonna
hit
lie,
though.
bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. If it was my platform and I was Flex, I'd be like, yo, let's get this nigga out of here, bro. Delete that shit, bro. Get this nigga out of here, bro. You gotta go, nigga. What's wrong with you, nigga?
Real quick, yo,
Yeah,
I gotta
that's just
disconnect, bro. I gotta work like in a few hours, but it's always a pleasure. Love y'all.
Nah, we love you, cuz. You know the vibes, man. Stay up, cuz.
Yo, cuz, stay safe.
Yeah, Mike.
You know the vibes, bro. Appreciate you, Brody.
Take it easy.
Likewise, brother. Have a good night, bro. So yeah, man. Nigga, that nigga had me crying, man. I would have been like, yeah, this nigga gotta go. Y'all gotta stop this shit. Delete that, yo, nigga. Yo, hey, tell me get this nigga up out of here, bro. If we had to beat this nigga up, yo, I swear to God, I would have been on trash after that.
Yo, Actually, yo, last night after I got off of here, I was watching a movie, and it takes place in Boston. It's called Not Normal.
Oh man, yo, I know a couple of niggas on there. I know niggas that died that's on there, bro.
Yo, that shit is crazy.
I got a couple homies that's dead that's on there,
bro.
Yeah, this is Not Normal. It's a It's a gang, a Boston city gang documentary, bro, about the inner city, just street life, and it's fucking bananas. Like I have niggas, bro. The nigga from Mission, that's my man's, bro. Nico. I used to go to school with him, High Park, bro. Lefty went to school with him too.
The Spanish nigga with the he had
ponytail.
With the ponytail, yeah.
And then the Spanish nigga from the Ville, bro. I used to have parts with that nigga, bro. Hotbox, you feel me? Met the nigga in Charlestown. He's from the Ville. You feel me? Like the cousin he's talking about was Alex Sierra, was the nigga Blanco. You feel me? Like, come on.
Boston is too small, son.
Boston's crazy little nigga. I seen Matt, yo, bro. I'm watching this documentary, y'all, about this gang shit, and I'm like, damn, yo, I know literally most of these niggas on here, bro. And it was mad hoods they showed, right, H?
Mm-hmm.
They showed mad hoods, bro. I'm literally like, yo, I know this nigga. I'm like, look at the nigga Facebook.
Cause we're like a mini New York. Cause we got boroughs within the city of Boston, like Roxbury, Dorchester, fucking
Shout out to EPV.
All of them niggas. Like we got mad shit, and it's 5 just like that too. So, and then within those little cities, niggas be beefing within those blocks and
those little side streets and little side hoods and little mini blocks and all, bro. It'd be crazy. Also, you know, I started to notice, bro, like yo, if you're a neutral, cool nigga, right? Because I was cool with a lot of niggas, and there was a lot of niggas I seen on there that I'm not cool with just because I'm cool with different niggas, bro. And I was like, damn, it's hard to be a neutral nigga, bro. That's like, you feel me?
Yeah, because you can't even wear a certain type of hat on a certain type of block. You can't wear a sports hat for shit in Boston, bro, unless it's a Boston Red Sox hat. And it has to be blue and red.
Like this kid from my pop's neighborhood said that his pops was like, what did that nigga from Mission say, bro? His pops passed, right? Or his pops got locked up or something. It was just like too many of the same cycle, nigga, going on. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, bro.
Yo, it's basic. Yeah, exactly what we was having a conversation about just preaching.
Going back, EPB. Go ahead, H. My fault.
Nah, I'm finished. I just had to get that out there. That movie, check it out. If nobody
seen man, shit was crazy. Yo, Gels, you got some sports for us, Brody? Hold me down real quick, Gels. You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, bet. Hold me down. I'll be right back.
All right, my G's. Just give me 1 second. Pull it up.
Oh man, bro.
All right, right now in sports, NBA action, got Portland and Golden State. Golden State's up 49-45 in the third quarter. Orlando and Sacramento. Sacramento's up 76-72. That's in the third quarter as well. Boston and the Clippers. The Clippers are up 54-42 in the second quarter. Philadelphia and Charlotte. Philadelphia won 110-106. Chicago and Cleveland. Cleveland won 115-92. Washington and Detroit, that went into overtime, 119-116 in favor of Washington. New York and Indiana. Indiana won 122-102. Miami and Milwaukee. Miami won 113-104. Oklahoma and Toronto. Oklahoma pulled that off by 1 point, 110-109. Brooklyn and Houston. Brooklyn lost to Houston 114-104.
Wait,
Durant and Aldridge didn't play tonight.
Okay, that's why.
Dallas played Memphis. Dallas won 104-96. Utah played Minnesota. Utah won 136-104. in overtime action as well was Denver and New Orleans. That was 120 to 114 in favor of Denver. And that's it in the NBA.
Sound like a good basketball night.
Yeah, there's a lot of games.
Gals, man.
What's up, Papa?
What's popping, girls? What you been up to today?
Shit, doing a bunch of stuff, some house stuff and some shit that I had to knock out. My kid and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Word, how's little Adam, son?
He good, getting big right? As hell, man. Yeah, man.
What's up,
getting
yo?
Big.
Boston, how many kids you got? Oh, that nigga stepped away, son?
Yeah, he stepped away for a quick
second. He not there.
Yeah, son, I almost went to the fucking hospital today, son.
Nigga, how? What happened?
You ain't see what I sent to the chat, niggas?
Oh yeah, with the paintball thing.
Niggas, I hit that nigga in his windpipe, bro. He was on the floor gagging.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yo.
Is he good though?
Nah, now he good. Hell yeah. I ain't hit him.
He didn't go to the hospital though.
That what happened?
He should have got checked out just in case.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he should. He got hit right in his Adam's apple, bro. Like he was choking.
Yeah, you gotta get checked out, bro.
Who? Yo, what happened?
Nah, that was my man's. Niggas went paintballing today.
Word.
And I wanted
yo, tell us the story about that shit, nigga. I gotta hear this. Son.
Yo, by the way, I got 3 daughters, bro.
Oh, you got 3 daughters?
Yeah, I got an 8-year-old, I got a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
That's what's up, yo.
Same baby mama. Some niggas be like, yo, how many baby moms you got? Right here, bro. Yo,
but nah, girls. So what happened was,
so they can see you. Feel me? Yo, this is my nigga Ryan. Yo, let me move over. See you.
Hey, what's good, Ryan?
It's my dude Ryan right here, y'all. Yo, my nigga Gels, my nigga SK, my nigga Food Stamps, my nigga H.
Yeah. But word, girls. So what happened was, niggas wind up separating us, bro. They wind up separating me and my mans. So they put my mans on the other team. And the reason why they did that is because we be using some special shit. We don't be using no regular paintballs. You feel me?
Yeah, I know you was showing me that day.
Yeah. Since we be using we be using different types of guns and shit. So the ref was like, nah, y'all niggas gotta split up. Like, if I keep both of y'all on the same team, y'all niggas just gonna keep fucking shit up. Yeah. So they wind up putting my mans on the other team, bro, and I wind up catching that nigga lacking from like across the map, bro. I was like hidden in bushes and shit, son. And I hit him, and I didn't know. I caught him like niggas thought he was still in the game because there's like there's a set rules in paintball that once you put your hand up, that's when niggas know you out. Yeah. So Son ain't have his hand up, like Son just dropped to the floor.
Yeah, you gotta keep clipping him to that nigga.
Yeah, so Son dropped to the floor, and niggas started airing him out while he's on the floor, and I didn't realize that Son was hurt until he started trying to take off his mask. And niggas was like, yo, don't take off your mask. Don't take off your mask. So niggas ran and picked him up and took him off the field. And Son was gagging and shit. Like he was choking.
But it was a thing hit him in the throat, you said, pause?
Yeah, I hit him like right in the windpipe type shit. Yo, right on the side. Like he was airing out one of my mans, and I caught him right from the side. Like he even peeked me. Like I said, I was like in the bushes and shit.
Word.
And niggas had to carry that nigga out. That shit looked like a movie, bro. Like the refs and everybody grabbed that nigga, son.
Nigga, SK did that shit on purpose.
Nigga, SK almost caught a smack nigga with a paintball.
That nigga caught a real kill shot for real.
Nigga, SK caught a smack with a paintball, nigga.
He caught a real kill shot with a paintball.
That shit would have broke your heart, nigga.
Son. He was, and I think you know him, guys. Profound. I think you met him before.
Yeah, I met him. I met him with your pop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a bit, y'all.
You said what?
That he getting on the train.
All right.
Yo, word like that. I felt bad, but that shit was funny though. Like that paintball shit is crazy, son. Like I don't know, yo, that shit. I can't explain that shit, but I know you peep my Instagram. I be going a lot, son.
Yo, 2 seconds, y'all. Let me get to some commercials real quick. Yo, before
hold me down while you do that.
I got you, bro. Yo, so before we go any further, this episode of Loud Etiquette is brought to you by the Westgate Resorts and J. Rocco. Westgate Resorts and J. Rocco is the presenting official sponsor of the Boston_Loud 92 YouTube channel and the Loud Etiquette podcast. So yeah, there's some crazier shit, man. This is the shit I really wanted to talk about today. I ain't even gonna cap my niggas. Yo, what's up with the man's Bob Lazar, man? Shout out to Bob Lazar and the Bob Lazar tapes and the documentaries, man. I like real niggas like that, man. He's a stand-up guy. You feel me? He's talking his shit. You feel me? He's lived that shit. You feel me? So he's allowed to speak it. He ain't just making conspiracies. He ain't making no theories. This is some shit the nigga just seen. You feel me? He's putting us up on game, man. We ain't listening to him. You feel me? A lot of niggas don't even know who Bob Lazar is, man. So for the people that don't know, me and the gang finna get y'all right, man. So Bob Lazar, he was this white man who worked for the private government and shit. You feel me? Worked for the government, and basically used to work in a secret private location, my nigga, top secret location, and it was around Area 51. So it was a couple miles from where was it, bro? A couple miles from Vegas, right?
New Mexico.
From you sure it was? He said Mexico or he said Vegas?
New Mexico. I mean, Area 51's like in New Mexico.
Oh, I thought he said a couple miles from Vegas, but the nigga basically
it's like it's on the boat, like it's right near each other.
It's right there. All right, so fuck around, bro. This nigga basically worked in this location called S4. You feel me? And in this location, he basically he met this guy randomly, right? Before he even started working there. He met this dude randomly, and he had a conversation with him. You feel me? And off of that conversation alone, years later, he emails the guy and just hits him up and tells him, yo, you feel me? I need a job, my nigga. You feel me? And you remember me? I'm the dude you spoke to that one time. And crazy enough, the dude remembered him. I don't know if y'all seen the clip I sent y'all, right? He said the dude remembered him.
Hold on.
SK, you peeped that shit?
Nah, my fault. I have stepped over. What happened?
Did you see when Bob Lazar said that he spoke to the dude that got him that job, that referred him, and he basically didn't see him for years, and then he sent him like an email or something years later, nigga, and the dude remembered him. Did you see that when I sent y'all the clip on the Bob Lazar shit?
Oh yeah.
So the nigga said he remembered. The dude remembered him. So he says, yo, I'm looking for a job. The dude tells him, yo, I don't work in physics and science or for the government no more, but I can refer you to these people. So he goes and gives him this reference, this contact, right? So the dude hits up the contact and applies for the job, right? So the job is at an airport in Vegas or some shit like that. So the dude pulls up to the airport. He's going for this regular job, but really, like they're telling him it's about physics and it's a test site and all this shit. So when he gets to the spot, like the next couple of days, it's all paperwork and shit. But once he starts working there, it's really like a top secret location. You feel me? A government place, and they're learning about fucking the place is called S4, and what they're doing there is they're learning about different elements and atoms and energies that basically top secret shit, you feel me? And they're flying fucking saucers and shit, you feel me? So the dude is just basically putting us up on game, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He came out with a whole documentary about it, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy as fuck. It's crazy as fuck. What's up, bro? What you think of Bob Lazar?
I fuck with son.
I fuck with him. He's the GOAT for that, right?
Word.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Bob Lazar.
I fucks with Bob Lazar. I fucks with all them niggas. Edward Snowden.
Yo.
I fuck with Snowden.
I was about to say that I think he's more like a Snowden kind of guy. You know what I mean, right?
I don't know who Snowden is. Talk to me.
That's why I brought it up. That's why I brought him up.
Snowden's the Wikipedia dude, right?
That what happened?
Snowden's the Wikipedia dude.
Snowden was some dude that wind up I think dropping a bunch of CIA like classified files on WikiLeaks.
Yeah, WikiLeaks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now he went to Russia for
political asylum.
Yeah, political asylum. Yeah. So niggas can't touch him in Russia, bro. The only niggas that can touch him is probably CIA.
The
niggas.
Russian government. The Russian government.
Right.
And that's if they decide to give him up to the United States, because they basically charged him for treason here in the U.S.
Yeah, which is actually a scary
And it's
charge.
funny because
Nigga.
that
That's a
nigga's
big
British.
charge.
That nigga was born in Britain.
Who?
That's a big charge, yo.
Snowden. I think I don't even think he's American. I think he was
No, I
born
thought
in
he
Britain.
was American.
But he was I think he was born in Britain though. But he became an American citizen.
But
So-
yeah, I know as far as what he did, he basically told the world that the CIA is watching you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that don't think that any camera, any phone, that anything you have with a computer chip in it, they can get into it.
I was just watching some shit where they said Siri, somebody asked Siri on live. Like, yo,
damn.
Somebody asked Siri on live.
I'm not positive, but my mom just
my fault, I had to mute. Yo, I was just watching something where somebody asked Siri on live, yo, Siri, what's the point on having you, or some shit like that, or what is your motive, or something like that. And she was like, oh, it's a listening device that was built to it said it's a listening device that's used for the New World Order, this and that. It's taking a step towards listening to everything going on, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, yo, crazy shit, bro. You know, so it's cool when we see people exposing shit like this, like Bob Lazar and the other dude y'all just mentioned, because that shit's dangerous, that they putting their life on the line trying to spread a message to us, you know, trying to talk to us, you know what I'm saying? And these niggas ain't no niggas just making conspiracy theories. These is niggas that actually live that life, seen some shit, and they have facts behind it and prove it and show how they be doing this shit. You feel me? How it's possible, nigga.
Yes, sir. Yo, all right. So, a little background on Snowden, right? I just Googled it real quick just to see where he was born and all that. All right. So, he was born in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Right. He worked as a senior official with the FBI and was at the Pentagon in 2001 during the September 11 attacks. All right. It says that's about his parents. He scored above average, right? Above a 145 on 2 separate IQ tests, right? He was a computer security consultant, right, in Hawaii until June 10, 2013. All right, and then he revealed details of classified United States government's surveillance programs. So that's a little history about Snowden.
Yeah, for the niggas that ain't hip, let's talk about S4 real quick, man.
Talk about what?
S4, because some people don't even know what that is.
I don't. So elaborate, please.
So all right, so perfect. S4, bro. All right, so you know how they have Area 51, which is a code basically for a location that's like in the middle of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? In the desert somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And basically they have Area 52, 53, 54, 55. You feel me? It's a whole bunch of them now. Then they have other codes for other locations which are around there, and one of them was S4. You feel me? And they're all basically testing sites. You feel me? And it's a big ass desert land where they just test mad nuclear shit. They test radioactive shit. They test out bombs and all type of energies and aircrafts and shit like that, military shit. And basically it's just fucking a big ass fucking bunkers and shit like that underground, that, you feel me, this is this place, the location where the dude said that they sent them to work at, you feel me, after he already applied for the job, Bob Lazar, and this is the location they had him at where he first saw the flying saucer, you feel me? And this shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's fucking nuts, yo. Did you guys get to see that clip I had sent?
I didn't get a chance to because I was running around today.
Man. It's fucking nuts. So he talked about
I was actually planning on watching it tonight. You know what I mean? Like,
it's fucking nuts, bro. I'll pull it up right here if you guys want. So
yeah, if you want to, yeah, sure. Why not?
Element 15. It's basically
I heard about Element 15.
Fucking crazy. What you heard about it, bro?
I heard that wasn't it like some shit that niggas was working on in World War II.
It's basically this element that they're using that basically takes. All right, so energy, chemicals, and energies, right? From one shit, right? Going to another, right? So let's say we got the periodic table, right? And then we have what's it called? We have fucking. Let me let him explain it better. Watch this. I'm gonna just pull it up, gang.
Yo, so you got a rifle and fatigue zone.
Crazy. Nigga got crazy.
Think about to go.
Yo, I'm gonna warn y'all. Y'all might as well roll y'all blunts. Do what y'all gotta do, nigga. Cause this shit's gonna be a minute, but y'all gonna be stuck, nigga. It's about to get crazy, gang. All right. It's crazy as fuck.
Hi, I'm Bob Lazar. During late 1988 and early 89, I worked on the propulsion systems of extraterrestrial vehicles for the United States government. The hardware and technology I was exposed to should be placed in the proper hands of the scientific community, and it is the right of every person on Earth to know that there is physical evidence which proves that there is life elsewhere and that at least one form of that life has been here. For those of you whose information about me is limited to this video, I'll give you a brief background.
It's crazy. Watch.
I'm a physicist. I have degrees in physics and electronics technology. I worked in a number of scientific programs, some of which require top secret and above top secret security clearances, of which the most easily verifiable is my early 1980s job here at the Los Alamos Mason Physics Facility in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Between December of 88 and April of 89, I worked as a senior staff physicist in what has to be the most secret project in history. My place of work was a facility at an area known as S4 on the Nellis Air Force Range in central Nevada. Area S4 is located approximately 15 miles south of the infamous Area 51 installation at Groom Lake, where the U-2 and SR-71 spy planes were developed. For the duration of my employment at S4, I was paid by the United States Navy. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to segregate the information contained here into two separate parts. The first part will deal with information with which I've had hands-on experience and personal instruction. In other words, not only did I read briefings and not only was I taught the theories of these technologies, but they were demonstrated for me and I know they are true and accurate. Some of the points covered in this first section will be how vast distances of space are traveled by virtue of an intense gravitational field, how this gravitational field is generated,
It's about to get crazy.
what the power source is and how it functions, and general information about disks and the project at S4.
And this video's mad old, all right? Keep
The
that in
second
mind.
part of this will deal with subjects on which I've read supporting information, yet for the most part, I had no other way to corroborate the information or ascertain its accuracy. When we get to part two, it'll be obvious why proof of some of this information could not be conclusive. Some of the points covered in this second section will be information about the beings that brought us this technology, and how these beings have historically interacted with man. I've been prudent in selecting what to expose here, and I think that some of this information should not be made available to the general public. This information is being conveyed to you as it was to me, with the exception that in most cases I've simplified things for those of you with non-scientific and non-technological backgrounds. So let's begin. At the beginning of this first section, I'm going to give you 3 short science lessons, and once you've learned them, you'll not only know more about interstellar travel than almost anyone else in the world, but you'll know the actual method another civilization has used to travel from another star system to the planet Earth. Now, during the course of this, I'm going to have to relate information that I've learned at S4 to information that we're already aware of. And when I say we, I mean the general mainstream scientific community. So as not to waste too much time explaining established scientific facts and theories, when I say we know this or we know that, please feel free to consult any qualified scientist, professor, or science teacher to have them explain my statements to you. One of the most predominantly asked questions is, how is it possible to cross vast expanses of space without exceeding the speed of light?
Yo, crazy.
Or how can you travel in reasonable time and economy between points that are light years apart?
Listen to this.
Now keep in mind that the speed of light is 186,000 miles a second, which translates into roughly 669 million miles an hour. And a light year is the distance traveled in 1 year at the speed of light. Proxima Centauri, which is the star system nearest ours, would take 4 years to reach traveling at the speed of light. So up until now, when we've examined the requirements to travel these distances, we've always had to consider the problems of traveling at a speed near the speed of light. This poses problems with propulsion, navigation, fuel capacities, and even when you consider the effects of acceleration on space-time, which include time dilation, mass increase, lane contraction, and a whole host of other things, it quickly becomes evident that this type of travel would require a level of technology that man has not yet achieved. The truth of the matter is that traveling these distances does require a level of technology that man has not yet achieved, but it has nothing to do with flying in a linear mode near the speed of light.
Listen.
We know that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, so in our universe, we've always assumed that the fastest way from point A to B was to travel in a straight line at the speed of light. Well, the fact is that when you're dealing with space-time and you enjoy the capability of generating an intense gravitational field, the fastest way from point A to B is to distort or warp or bend the space-time between point A and B, bringing point A and B closer together. The more intense the gravitational field, the greater the distortion of space-time and the shorter the distance between points A and B.
Yo, they talk about this shit in movies all the time.
Space-time is the void or as nothing.
Right.
And remember, it wasn't that long ago.
Yo, my bad. You remember that movie, Deja Vu?
Yeah.
With Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
That's what they was talking about, folding time.
Yeah,
that's the quickest way to get from A to B.
This shit's crazy, right? This shit's nuts, right? Y'all listening? Yo, girls, you can hear that? Yo, SK, you can hear that?
Yeah, I'm listening.
This shit's nuts, right?
Yeah, I'm listening. Hell yeah.
Yo, what? It's the manipulate. Go ahead. What y'all was gonna say?
I said that shit's dope as hell.
That shit's fire. Mind you, this video's old as fuck.
That's probably how they made that movie Deja Vu, based off of this shit.
It's possible.
That's how they explained it. That's how they explained being able to go back in time, warping time.
Well, it's kind of Einstein's theory.
That shit is kind of ill as shit. So Einstein was already fucking with aliens and shit.
Facts.
To travel in a straight line at the speed of
Facts.
light. Well, the fact is that when you're dealing with space-time and you enjoy the capability of generating an intense gravitational field, the fastest way from point A to B is to distort or warp or bend the space-time between point A and B, bringing point A and B closer together. The more intense the gravitational field, the greater the distortion of space-time and the shorter the distance between points A and B. Most of us think of space-time as the void or as nothing. And remember, it wasn't that long ago that man considered the air in our atmosphere to be nothing. Yet with time, we've become aware of the elements and properties of the air in our atmosphere. Well, indeed, space-time is an entity, and one of its properties is that it can be distorted or bent by a gravitational field. We know that gravity bends or distorts space-time and light by virtue of the fact that we're able to see stars which we know should be blocked from our view by the sun. Referring to the graphic here, the solid line denotes the position of a star that's located behind the sun, and the dotted line shows its position as viewed from Earth. This is made possible because the sun's gravitational field distorts the space-time light around the sun, allowing us to view stars which would be hidden from view.
It's crazy.
We know that gravity distorts time by virtue of the fact that if we take two identical atomic clocks and keep one at sea level and take the other one up to a high altitude, when we bring them both back together, they reflect different times. The difference in this passage of time is caused by the fact that a gravitational field weakens the further you get from the source. So the atomic clock, which was taken to the high altitude, was exposed to a less powerful gravitational field than the clock which we kept at sea level.
That's fucking nuts, right, y'all? Y'all heard that?
Oh yeah.
Shit's crazy.
The effect of a gravitational field on space-time is something that we've been able to observe, but not to experiment with. This is due to our inability to generate a gravitational field. And up until this point in time, great mass such as a star, planet, or moon was the only source of a discernible gravitational field that we're aware of. So just as the gravitational field around great mass, such as a planet, distorts space and time, any gravitational field, whether naturally occurring or generated, distorts space and time in a similar manner. Now, the great benefit of generating an intense gravitational field is not only can you turn it on, but you can turn it off. If we refer back to our original illustration of space-time distortion, we can see that when we generate an intense gravitational field, we can distort the space-time and in turn the distance between the point where we are and the point where we want to be. We can then position ourselves at the point where we want to be and then stop generating the gravitational field, allowing space-time to return to its natural form.
It's crazy.
In this manner, we can travel great distances with little linear movement. And this is how space-time distortion translates into reduced distance. Now back to our original question. How is it possible to cross the vast expanses of space required for interstellar travel without exceeding the speed of light? This is accomplished by generating an intense gravitational field, distorting space-time and allowing you to cross many light years of space in little or no time and without traveling in a linear mode near the speed of light. The next question is, how do you generate a gravitational field? Up until this point in time, I've used generate to describe the capability of producing a gravitational field, but since I'm not aware of any way of creating a gravitational field from nothing, a more accurate term might be to access and amplify a gravitational field. And this is what I mean when I use the term generate. To understand how gravity is generated or accessed and amplified, you must first know what gravity is. There are two main theories. The wave theory, which states that gravity is a wave, and the currently accepted theory of gravitons, which are alleged subatomic particles that perform as gravity, which is total nonsense. Well, gravity is a wave, and there are two specific different types of gravity, gravity A and gravity B. Gravity A works on a small or micro scale, while gravity B works on a large or macro scale. We are familiar with gravity B. It is the big gravity wave that holds the Earth as well as the rest of the planets in orbit around the Sun and holds the Moon as well as man-made satellites in orbit around the Earth. We are not familiar with gravity A. It is the small gravity wave, which is the major contributory force that holds together the mass that makes up all protons and neutrons. Gravity A is what is currently being labeled as the strong nuclear force in mainstream physics, and gravity A is the wave that you need to access and amplify to enable you to cause space-time distortion for interstellar travel.
Y'all see that?
To keep them straight, just remember that gravity A
That's really us,
works
our
on an
planets.
atomic scale, and gravity B is the big gravity wave that works on a stellar or planetary level. However, don't mistake the size of these waves for their strength, because gravity A is a much stronger force than gravity B. You can momentarily break the gravity B field of the Earth simply by jumping in the air. So this is not an intense gravitational field. Locating gravity A is no problem because it is found in the nucleus of every atom of all matter here on Earth, and all matter anywhere else in our universe. However, accessing gravity A with the naturally occurring elements found on Earth is a big problem. Actually, I'm not aware of any way of accessing the gravity A wave using any Earth elements, whether naturally occurring or synthesized, and here's why.
It gets crazy.
We've already learned that gravity A is the major force that holds together the mass that makes up protons and neutrons. This means the gravity A wave we are trying to access is virtually inaccessible, as it is located within matter, or at least within the matter that we have here on Earth. However, the Earth is not representative of all matter within our universe. The residual matter which remains after the creation of a solar system is totally dependent on the contributing factors which were present during the creation of the solar system. This is true whether you believe that the origin of the universe was an evolutionary event or that a supreme being caused this event to happen. The two main factors which determine what residual matter remains after the creation of the solar system are the amount of electromagnetic energy and the amount of mass present during the solar system's creation. Our solar system has one star, which is our sun, but the majority of solar systems in our Milky Way galaxy are binary and multiple star systems. In fact, many single star systems have stars that are so large that our sun would appear to be a dwarf by comparison.
Ooh.
Keeping all this in mind, it should be obvious that a large single star system, binary star system, or multiple star system would have had more of the prerequisite mass and electromagnetic energy present during their creations. This makes it possible for these systems to possess elements which are not native to the Earth. Scientists have long theorized that there are potential combinations of protons and neutrons which should provide stable elements with atomic numbers higher than any which appear in our periodic chart, though none of these heavy elements occur naturally on Earth. 88 of the first 92 elements on the periodic chart occur naturally on Earth. Some heavier elements do occur in trace amounts, but for the most part, we synthesize these heavier elements in laboratories. Generally speaking, the stability of these synthesized heavy elements decreases as their atomic number increases, but experiments at the Lab for Heavy Ion Research in Germany have shown that this may only be true up to a certain point, as the half-life for element 109 is longer than that of element 108. The point is that our observations and theories are accurate. The fact is that heavier stable elements with higher atomic numbers, which have more protons, neutrons, and electrons than any Earth elements, do exist. However, up until this point in history, there has been no physical evidence to prove this. But now that proof is here. The most important attribute of these heavier stable elements is that the gravity A wave is so abundant that it actually extends past the perimeter of the atom. These heavier stable elements literally have their own gravity A field around them, in addition to the gravity B field that is native to all elements.
Watch.
No naturally occurring atoms on Earth have enough protons and neutrons for the cumulative gravity A wave to extend past the perimeter of the atom so you can access it. Even though the distance that the gravity A wave extends is infinitesimal, it is accessible, and it has amplitude, wavelength, and frequency, just like any other wave in the electromagnetic spectrum. Once you can access the gravity A wave, you can amplify it just like we amplify any other electromagnetic wave. To demonstrate how a wave is amplified, we can use this oscilloscope, and as you can see, it graphically depicts the tone you hear as a wave. As we amplify the tone, you can see that the size or the amplitude of the wave increases, giving us a more powerful version of the same identical wave, and thus the tone sounds louder.
Just follow him, gang. It's gonna make sense.
In like manner, the gravity A wave is amplified and then focused on the desired destination to cause the space-time distortion required for space travel. This amplified gravity A wave is so powerful that the only naturally occurring source of gravity that could cause space-time to distort this much would be a black hole. This brings us back to our original question. How do you generate a gravitational field? You must have access to an element which is heavy enough for the gravity A wave to extend past the perimeter of the atom. Then you can access and amplify it for space-time distortion.
All right.
To complete our 3 science lessons, the last question is, what is the power source for this type of travel? Well, for those of you with limited knowledge about power sources, I'm sure you can probably imagine the enormous amount of power required to cause a space-time distortion for this type of travel. After all, we're amplifying a wave that barely extends past the perimeter of an atom until it's large enough to distort vast amounts of space-time. For those of you with extensive knowledge about power sources, I'm sure it's probably even more puzzling as to how it's possible to have a compact, lightweight, onboard power source that can provide this much power. For everyone to understand that, I need to further explain a couple of things we briefly touched upon in the last question. If you remember, I said that for the most part, we synthesize or create heavier elements in accelerators, and their stability decreases as their atomic number increases. So what does this all mean? Well, we synthesize these heavier, unstable elements by using more stable elements as targets in a particle accelerator. We then bombard the target element with various atomic and subatomic particles. At this point, transmutation occurs, making the target element a different, heavier element. This element now has a higher atomic number, as the atomic number simply indicates the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom. So this is what I mean when I say their atomic number increases. What does their stability decreases mean? Length of time which an element exists before it decays determines its stability. Atoms of some elements decay faster than atoms of other elements, so the faster an element decays, the more unstable that element is considered to be. When an atom decays, it releases or radiates subatomic particles and energy, which is the radiation that a Geiger counter detects. As you can see, this Geiger counter is detecting radiation from this uranium, which literally means that the Geiger counter is sensing the subatomic particles which are being released or radiated as the uranium decays. Those elements in which nuclear radiation can be consistently detected are radioactive elements. These heavy elements, which we synthesize in particle accelerators, are of the radioactive variety, and they decay very rapidly. Since we're only able to make a few atoms of these elements, and because they decay so rapidly, we're not able to observe much about them.
Because remember, the bigger the atom, the faster they decrease.
There are elements with higher atomic numbers which are stable, even though they don't occur naturally on Earth, and we can't synthesize them in particle accelerators. These are the elements in the 114-115 range which don't appear on a periodic chart. Beyond element 115, the elements become unstable again, and in fact, element 116 decays in fractions of a second. This finally brings us to the power source. The power source is a reactor which uses this element 115 as its fuel. In this reactor, element 115 is used as a target and is bombarded with protons in a small particle accelerator. When a proton plugs into the nucleus of an atom of 115, it increases its atomic number and becomes an atom of element 116, which, remember, decays instantly. What element 116 releases as it decays, or what it radiates, is antimatter.
Remember,
what is antimatter? Antimatter is the exact counterpart of matter, which has a charge and a spin that is in the opposite of all matter. When combined with any matter in our universe, antimatter reacts and completely converts to energy. And remember, the rapid conversion of matter to energy is what we generally call an explosion. To demonstrate the explosive power of antimatter, let's pick a random area where an atomic bomb might explode. Oh, let's say Iraq. And for demonstration purposes, let's say an atomic bomb would explode, for instance, in, Baghdad. Well, if one of our older atomic bombs exploded in Baghdad, the area of total devastation, which is indicated by the red dot on the map, would be approximately 2 miles. This would be caused by a fission reaction in which less than 1% of the nuclear material is converted to energy. Most of you are familiar with the bombs that were dropped on Japan in World War II. This is the same bomb that was dropped on Nagasaki August 9th, 1945. About this same time, Dr. Edward Teller, who's known as the father of the hydrogen bomb, figured out that a nuclear fusion bomb was possible. Fusion would release even more energy and cause an even bigger explosion from the same amount of nuclear material. Much to Dr. Teller's dismay, the Japanese surrendered, we never dropped the hydrogen bomb, and Dr. Teller's been in a bad mood ever since.
Y'all following him though, right?
Yo, that's some wicked shit, bro.
It gets crazier, bro. Watch this.
They dropped a whole submarine on these niggas.
Bomb containing the same amount of nuclear material as the Nagasaki bomb were to explode in Baghdad, the area of total devastation would be approximately 20 miles. This would be caused by a nuclear fusion reaction, which again, less than 1% of the nuclear material actually converts to energy or explodes. The other 99% of the nuclear material on this type of bomb is dispersed, but is not involved in the actual nuclear fusion reaction. Now, if a bomb was made with the same amount of nuclear material as the Nagasaki bomb, and that material was antimatter, when that bomb exploded in Baghdad, the area of total devastation would include parts of Africa, Europe, and Asia, with the exact area of total devastation being very difficult to calculate. This would be caused by a total annihilation reaction, which is the complete conversion of matter to energy. 100% of the nuclear material on this bomb would explode or convert to energy. We currently have no practical way to harness antimatter into a bomb, and generally speaking, we can only isolate antimatter in a particle accelerator and store it for a short time. This demonstrates the enormous amount of power released when you totally convert matter to energy, which is what happens when antimatter and matter are combined.
Peep
So
this.
back to our power source. Inside the reactor, element 115 is bombarded with a proton, which plugs into the nucleus of the 115 atom and becomes element 116, which immediately decays and releases or radiates small amounts of antimatter. The antimatter is released in a vacuum into a tuned tube, which keeps it from reacting with the matter that surrounds it. It is then directed towards a gaseous matter target at the end of the tube. The matter and antimatter collide and annihilate, totally converting to energy. The heat from this reaction is converted into electrical energy in a near 100% efficient thermoelectric generator. This is a device.
I'm gonna run that back. Y'all heard that? That's crazy, right? Y'all get it? Y'all following what he just said?
Yeah, but this is all theoretical.
Nah, nigga, he said he worked, nigga, at this spot, and this is what they had him doing, bro. Working, trying to get to this element right here, bro. And when they got to the element, this is what they was doing, bro. He's gonna get crazier. Watch. You'll see. He'll get crazier.
Inside the reactor, element 115 is bombarded with a proton, which plugs into the nucleus of the 115 atom and becomes element 116, which immediately decays and releases or radiates small amounts of antimatter. The antimatter is released in a vacuum into a tuned tube, which keeps it from reacting with the matter that surrounds it. It is then directed towards a gaseous matter target at the end of the tube. The matter and antimatter collide and annihilate, totally converting to energy. The heat from this reaction is converted into electrical energy in a near 100% efficient thermoelectric generator. This is a device that converts heat directly into electrical energy. Many of our satellites and space probes use thermoelectric generators, but their efficiency is very, very low. All of these actions and reactions inside of the reactor are orchestrated perfectly like a tiny little ballet. And in this manner, the reactor provides an enormous amount of power. So back to our original question. What is the power source that provides the power required for this type of travel? The power source is a reactor which uses element 115 as a fuel and uses a total annihilation reaction to provide the heat which it converts to energy, making it a compact, lightweight, efficient onboard power source. I've got a couple of quick comments about element 115 for those of you who are interested. By virtue of the way it's used in the reactor, it depletes very slowly, and only 223 grams of 115, which is just under half a pound, can be utilized for a period of 20 to 30 years. Element 115's melting point is 1740 degrees Celsius. I need to state here that even though I had hands-on experience with element 115, I didn't melt any of it down, and I didn't use any of it for 20 to 30 years to see if it depleted. So we've learned how space-time is distorted by a gravitational field. We've learned how that gravitational field is generated, and we've also learned where you get the power to accomplish all of this. Now it's time to link all we've learned in our science lessons to the vehicle that utilizes all of this technology. And a few years ago, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but that vehicle is a disk, which is generally referred to as a flying saucer. I had at least partial views of 9 different disks out at Area S4, but the one I'm going to describe to you now is the one in which I not only saw 2 of the 3 interior levels, but I also saw it fully functional in flight. And no, unfortunately, I didn't get to go for a ride in it. This particular disc appeared to be in excellent condition, and because of its sleek appearance, I nicknamed it the Sport Model. The Sport Model is about 16 feet tall and 40 feet in diameter. The exterior skin of the disc is the color of unpolished stainless steel.
Look the same.
You said what, Brody?
Flying saucers look the same.
Right. What makes that one different than the other ones, right? What makes this one the sports one?
Yeah.
What makes this one the coupe, nigga?
What's made right?
I want to see the sedan.
Does the top drop? You know what I mean?
Facts, nigga.
I look like George Jetson's
Skin of the disc
No bullshit. Look like the Jetsons.
is metal, which is the color of unpolished stainless steel. The Sport Model sits on its belly when it's not energized. As you can see, the hatch is located on the upper half of the disc with just the bottom portion of the door wrapping around the center lip of the disc. The interior level of the disc is divided into 3 levels. The lower level is where the 3 gravity amplifiers and amplifier guides are located. These are the things used to amplify and focus the gravity wave that we learned about in our science lessons. The reactor is located directly above the 3 gravity amplifiers on the center level and is in fact centered between them. The reactor is similar to this half-scale model. The element 115 is machined into triangles like this and is then inserted into the reactor. This piece of element 115 is the source of the gravity A wave as well as the target that is bombarded with protons to release the antimatter, both of which we learned about in our science lessons. The center level of this disk also houses the control consoles and seats, both of which were too small and too low to the floor to be functional for adult human beings. The walls of the center level are all divided into archways. At one point in time, when the disk was energized, one of the archways became transparent, and you could see the area outside of it just as if the archway was a window. After the panel had been transparent for a while, a form of writing, which was unlike any alphabetic, scientific, or mathematical symbols I've ever seen, began to appear on the transparent archway, and I was never informed as to how all of this was achieved, not that any of that would have required alien technology. I was never given access to the upper level of the disk, so I can't enlighten you as to what the porthole-like areas are, other than I can assure you that they're not portholes. Now, before I go any further about the disk, I'm going to show you where and under what circumstances I saw it tested. My job in this program was to be part of a back engineering team. Back engineering is the act of taking a finished product and tearing it apart to find out what makes it tick. The goal in this program was to see if the technology of the disk could be duplicated with Earth materials. When I went to work, I was flown from McCarran Airport in Las Vegas to Area 51, which is a highly secure government base on the Nevada test site. Area 51 is located about 125 miles north of Las Vegas, near the Groom Mountains and the Groom Dry Lake bed. From Area 51, I was bused to an even more highly secure facility located about 15 miles south of Area 51 called S4. S4 is situated at the base of the Papoose Mountains by the Papoose Dry Lake bed. The airspace around S4 is restricted, and if any unwelcome aircraft strays into the outer sector, they radio the pilot and instruct him or her to leave. If that pilot continues and strays into the middle sector, jets will be scrambled to escort the intruding aircraft out. If for any reason whatsoever that aircraft penetrates into the inside sector before jets can be airborne, ground-to-air missiles will neutralize the intruder. The moral of this story is don't try and fly into S4. The S4 installation is built into the mountain, and the 9 hangar doors are angled at about 60 degrees. These doors are covered with a sand-textured coating to blend in with the side of the mountain and the desert floor. As you can see in this representation, my ID badge had a white background with one light blue and one dark blue diagonal stripe in the upper left-hand corner. At the bottom of the badge, there were letters and numbers designating various areas, including S4. On my badge, there was a star punch through S4. The back of the ID badge was dark blue with a vertical mag stripe running down one side. The hangar that housed the sport model was like a typical airplane hangar with the exception of the angled doors that I mentioned before. The hangar was equipped with typical tools and extensive electronic equipment. It also had a machine with an X-ray emblem on it and an overhead crane rated at 20,000 pounds. Equipment in this hangar was marked with a black number 41 with a white circle around it.
Chill, he got crazy, right?
This hangar that I saw the sport model tested. Now, when the disk travels near another source of gravity, such as a planet or moon, it doesn't use the same mode of travel that we learned about in our science lessons. When a disk is near another source of gravity, like Earth, the gravity A wave, which propagates outward from the disk, is phase shifted into the gravity B wave, which propagates outward from the Earth, and this creates lift. The gravity amplifiers of the disk can be focused independently, and they are pulsed and do not stay on continuously. When all three of these amplifiers are being used for travel, they're in the delta configuration, and when only one is being used for travel, it's the omicron configuration. As the intensity of the gravitational field around the disk increases, the distortion of space-time around the disk also increases. And if you could see the space-time distortion, this is how it would look. As you can see, as the output of the gravitational field from the amplifiers becomes more intense, the form of space-time around the disk not only bends upward, but at maximum distortion actually folds over into almost a heart shape around the top of the disk. Now remember, this space-time distortion is taking place 360 degrees around the disk. So if you were looking at the disk from the top, the space-time distortion would be in the shape of a donut. When the gravitational field around the disk is so intense that the space-time distortion around the disk achieves maximum distortion and is folded up into this heart-shaped form, The disk can't be seen from any vantage point, and for all practical purposes is invisible. All you could see would be the sky surrounding it. The program out at Area S4 consisted of 3 projects: Project Galileo, Project Sidekick, and Project Looking Glass. Project Galileo dealt with gravity propulsion and was the source of all the information you've learned in this first section. Project Sidekick dealt with a beam weapon that had a neutron source and was focused by a gravity lens. Project Looking Glass dealt with the physics of seeing back in time. Now, I was not personally involved with the hardware of Project Sidekick or Looking Glass, and those projects are beyond the scope of this video. So this brings us to the end of this first part, which I'm presenting to you as fact. At this point, we begin our second part, which is the section that contains what I call excerpts from the government Bible. I call it that because, as you can tell from part 1, there's a small segment of the United States government that makes scientific and technological judgments from a knowledge base that is not available to the general public. If the following information is true, the United States government also makes judgments on a historical, philosophical, and even theological level from a knowledge base that is not available to the general public. These are excerpts from some of that information. As part of my indoctrination into the program at S4, I would randomly be taken into a small room which contained a table, a chair, and 120 or so briefings in blue folders. I'd be left there to read for varying amounts of time, usually about half an hour. These briefings contained a wide spectrum of information, mostly relating to aliens and alien technology. These reports appeared to be an overview of alien information which could be used to brief scientists from any field about the scope of the whole project, and not just their specific field of endeavor. The overview of Project Galileo was accurate. I read the overview and later witnessed evidence which proved it to be accurate. So it is possible that scientists involved with other projects could have seen evidence that these other overviews were also accurate, but I can't make that assertion. To me, these reports were simply words on paper. So to keep from saying allegedly and supposedly in every sentence, I'll relay this information to you as I read it, since I've already put this disclaimer on it. This technology that you've learned about thus far was brought here by some alien beings from the Zeta Reticuli 1 and 2 star system. These stars are located in the constellation of Reticulum, which can only be seen from the southern hemisphere. Zeta Reticuli is a binary star system, which means it has 2 stars, and is located approximately 30 light years from Earth. These beings are from Reticulum 4, which is the 4th planet out from Zeta Reticuli 2. This is the way star systems were referred to in these reports. They simply designate the name of the star and the number of planets from the nearest to the furthest from the star. For instance, our sun was designated as Sol, and the Earth was referred to as Sol 3 because we're the 3rd planet out from the sun. A day on Reticulum 4 is 90 Earth hours long. The beings are 3 to 4 feet tall and weigh 25 to 50 pounds. They have grayish skin and large heads with almond-shaped wraparound eyes. They have very slight nose, mouth, and ear positions and are hairless. Any dates in the information regarding these beings were written in a 6-digit number which began with 1623. Since I had no idea what the 6-digit number was for the present year, I had no way of calculating when these beings arrived, or at least arrived this time. These beings said that they had been visiting Earth for a long time and presented photographic evidence which they contended was over 10,000 years old. There was an exchange of hardware and information in Central Nevada until 1979, at which time there was a conflict which brought the program to an abrupt halt. The beings left, but were to return at a 1623 date, and I don't know what that date is. With the remaining hardware and information, the U.S. government started the back engineering program. In May of 1987, some scientists took an antimatter reactor to an underground blast facility on the Nevada test site to perform an experiment. Unfortunately for them, their experiment required them to cut the reactor open, which resulted in their deaths. This explosion was explained to others at the test site as a previously unannounced low-yield underground nuke test. I was hired in December of 1988 to replace one of these men. These beings conveyed information about the capability of affecting the human brain to anesthetize the human body. This is done without any physical contact from a remote source. For this anesthesia to be accomplished, the brain has to be in a relaxed state similar to that required for hypnosis. If the brain is subject to any external stimulation like stimulant drugs or loud music, this manipulation of the nervous system is ineffective. These beings said that man was the product of externally corrected evolution. They said that man, as a species, had been genetically altered 65 times. They referred to humans as containers, yet I don't know what we're containers of. As I'm sure you now know, it was impossible for me to corroborate the information in the second section. And obviously, if this information is true, the ramifications are far-reaching, and you don't have to be a nuclear physicist to figure that out. So before I bring this to an end, there are a couple of questions I should address for you. The first one is, how did I get into this program? While working at Los Alamos National Lab in 1982, the local newspaper did a front-page story on a jet car I had built. Coincidentally, Dr. Teller was giving a speech in Los Alamos that same day. We met and had a short chat about the jet car, and I later listened to his speech. I never met Dr. Teller again, but in 1988, when I decided to re-enter the scientific community, I sent him a resume and inquired about a job. Dr. Teller responded by telephone and told me that he was no longer active, but just functioned in a consultant capacity. He gave me the name of a contact to call in Las Vegas. I made that call, and things progressed from there until I got into the program. I never got a chance to ask Dr. Teller if he remembered me from Los Alamos, so I don't know if that was a factor or not.
If you use nuclear fuel and not that, nuclear fuel is but whether these investigate velocities, which are interesting, if you ever want to get there, let's start. That is an and that's about all I can say. All I have time to say. And what specifically the fuel will be, I think it might be fission, more probably fission. Both concepts.
Is there any other nuclear reaction besides fission and fusion that you know of?
No.
Is there anything such?
Look, please, you try to explore the things about which I already will have to tell you it is not interesting. It's a waste of time.
Above plutonium or
look, it is, in my opinion, not interesting. I don't intend to answer it. If you ask me that question on camera, I will shut up. I will sit silent. You're not going to get an answer out of me on that.
Okay. And if I ask you on camera if you know Bob Lazar, can you just say no?
I will sit silently.
He said I will sit silently.
The second question is that if all I have just presented to you is true and the government is keeping this a secret, how can I make a video telling you about it? Well, the bottom line is, if there are any repercussions for making this video, it would simply confirm that what I told you is true. So what you do with this information is up to you. Remember, not everyone who sees a disc in the sky is crazy, so keep your eye on the sky, especially here in central Nevada, and thanks for listening.
Shit's crazy. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy as hell, right?
Hell yeah.
Yo, the fact that that he had a lot of his homework, you know, like he has his receipts for everything, you know, like that's what I fuck with. Yo, SK, you high as fuck.
Word.
Yo, you saw that shit though? That shit was crazy, bro. That shit was crazy, bro. Fucking.
All right, so while we were watching that, right? While we were watching that,
yeah,
I was looking up some shit about him, right? So
yeah.
they haven't been able. Right? They said that you know, that there is.
He was just on Joe Rogan too.
You heard that there are scientists who like refute some of his findings or whatever, but that there hasn't been nobody to be able to refute what he has said. I mean, or find any claims like that his claims have been disapproved or anything like that.
That his claims haven't been disapproved, or they have
at all. That they haven't been. But there's people who like are against like some of the info, like saying that you can't use the element 115 as space fuel, basically.
Bro,
that shit me Back to the Future vibes.
Nah, but what's crazy is, check this out, y'all. Right?
You see how you can manipulate time, space out there? You feel me?
it says the element 115 itself, right, was only discovered in 2003. So he was talking about this in 1985.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, sorry, 89, 89. Sorry, 89. I stand
Recently,
corrected.
you guys,
1989.
about that shit in
recently, you guys, he even came out with another documentary that's like even like better quality and newer and shit. It's crazier. You feel me? I haven't seen it, but I'm definitely gonna have to check that shit out now.
But yeah, ain't that some shit, right? All right, and then pretty much
I like that he has receipts for everything, you know?
Yeah, he does. Like a
He
lot
was
of
like,
the
yo,
stuff.
look, I worked there. This is how I worked there. This is how I got the job. This
I
how
didn't know the Russians.
he showed the badge and all that.
I didn't know
Remember?
the Russians helped make Element 15.
Yeah, 115.
Crazy.
Yeah, they helped with it.
It's
But
a
that's
Japanese,
what I'm saying.
it's
That
a Japanese
it wasn't.
word.
It really wasn't discovered till recently. So 2003 is not too long ago, bro. And he was talking about this in 89. So you know for a fact, there ain't no bullshit there. You know what I mean? Like,
let's talk about it. That's crazy. Yo, H was like, I just heard H in the background earlier. He was like, yo, this shit's fucking nuts, nigga. Like, yo, this shit is crazy though, nigga. Like, no bullshit. This shit's crazy, bro. Shit's fire, nigga. Like, yo, bro, like, I like shit like that, you know, because it's like, yo, bro, like is that more convenient than gas? You know, is that more convenient than like, you know, we're driving and shit, like, you know?
not necessarily because it's super dangerous. You know what I mean? Like that shit could explode a whole country, bro.
All that shit.
Plus more.
Exactly.
Tell my boys what you say, what you want to talk about. Tell them.
Bro, y'all be watching Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Bro, they be talking about all that space travel shit. Yeah.
No, that I think when he was talking about that element 15, what do they call it? Whatever.
115.
Yep, 115.
That shit reminds me of the shit that they was using in Back to the Future to power up that car. What do they call it? The flux capacitor or some shit like that?
Yeah. So basically, that shit is the flex capacitor. If you really think about it, you feel me?
Yeah. So
no bullshit.
What is
If
the
you
flex
really think
capacitor?
about it. Huh?
It was basically the fuel that he used to go back in time and shit.
Well, the flex capacitor wasn't the fuel; it was the machine,
mechanism
that
to
made
send you.
the fuel,
that
bust
made
down.
the fuel. Also, I thought it was really funny that he said it takes 30 years for it to
Like a
what was
supply worth, he said, could last 30 years.
could last 30 years. And then he said a little bit after that, just to
But
mention
that's
that
the
I haven't
thing
used
that
it in 30 years. Huh?
That's where the argument started with him, because the fucking scientists are saying that it won't last 30 years.
Word.
The
But he
fuel?
said
You know what
all
I'm
you
saying?
really need for real was less than an ounce, right?
Yeah, but who knows if
It'll last you a
he
minute.
was working with a different type of 115 element as to what they were able to create now. Remember, as the science goes along, they're gonna get better at creating it, right? So then they'll probably make a whole nother type of 115 that is the one he's talking about. You see what I'm saying?
Trying to work
Yeah,
on
did you
God particles.
see how it was created? Did y'all see that? That was fire. He used different ones to get to that one.
Shit.
Feel me? Different elements to get to that one element. You feel me?
But yeah,
I think if they do channel time travel, it'll be like illegal type shit.
They already
they
have,
already
bro.
did, bro.
They already
Honestly,
have.
I
You just
really
showed
think
it. What
after
year was
reading
that?
shit like this,
What
seeing shit
what
like
year was
this
that, Gels?
is like
I missed the
I
video.
said after reading and seeing shit like this is like I think they already have.
Yo,
That
Gels,
reminds me of
what
that
year
shit,
was
Looper.
this?
Y'all ever seen that movie?
1989, he did the first
1989. Yo, you
he
heard? So
revealed
ever
it.
since 1989 and before that, you heard what the aliens told him. You feel me? They said they been here, bro, and they left because nigga, they got into a disagreement with us and they
The
left
what?
and then they came back again.
Cramp? All right.
Niggas
Y'all
probably,
heard what I said
and
that?
niggas probably got in a disagreement with us holding Cold War. I guarantee you that. because in the 80s, that's when we was beefing with the Soviet Union crazy, and that's when that Cuban Missile Crisis and all that shit popped off.
Let's talk about it, bro. I'm saying, let's talk about that shit. Like, bro, that's crazy, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, he definitely said, yo, I'll run it back, my nigga.
That's what that Snowden shit in the WikiLeaks. The government says they encountered more than one species of alien, though. There's multiple species of aliens, supposedly. You know what I'm saying?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Like
you got the Greys, the reptilians.
Yeah, the reptilians. You got the fucking the Aryans.
Yeah, then there's real small, like midget looking ones.
Types of shit. Then you
There's
got human.
2 feet tall type shit.
The ones that were
humans in space too.
Yeah,
that look
the
just
ones
like
that
us.
look like us with blonde hair and shit like that.
Yeah, that's what the Aryans are called. That's what they call the Aryans. They're a little taller. There's some humans that are a little taller and they're pale, blonde hair, blue eyes. And then there's humans that are like our complexion. You feel me? It's just like regular.
How far are they from us? It says. Where are they at?
I don't know, but that's the niggas who supposedly Hitler encountered was the Aryans, and then they got all those conspiracies about the reptilians and shit all the time, and secret societies and shit. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, y'all.
Yeah, I've seen different documentaries touch.
Yeah, mad different documentaries touch on all different types of aliens. I feel like depending on the region on Earth. And depending on the natives of that land in that region, different aliens went for different interests. And that's how you got biblical wars talking about the aliens in the skies fighting while you had humans on the ground fighting too, nigga.
You talking about the Indians?
And there's a spot in India, I forgot what that shit is called, where supposedly it got nuked, nigga. Where if you were to look at the carbon and all that shit and the dirt and all that,
they said
it matches the shit from Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
You heard about that shit, girls? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That's
I heard
supposedly
about that.
the Indians had a crazy ass great war with Krishna and all them niggas. And the humans was fighting each other while the aliens the gods was fighting in space and shit at the same time.
Like their sacred book basically has a count of this great war in the sky, and pretty much they said that they were fighting with chariots. So basically,
flaming chariots, flaming chariots.
Flaming chariots. So
shooting out arrows of the sun and shit
people
like that.
In that time, pretty much, how can they describe seeing something in the sky? Right, it was a chariot, right? A sun they rode on, right? So they said they saw flaming chariots.
Shooting flaming arrows of the sun.
In your mind at that time frame, that's how best you describe it. In our time frame, we're gonna call them flying saucers.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I was saying. Also, a lot of the South American civilizations had pictures of gods that look like humans in spacesuits, nigga.
Yeah, and not even just that. Different deities. Right.
And there's also that one.
There's
that one battle in the Bible where supposedly God struck down the wall. So I think who was it, Alexander, to storm into the fucking, was it Babylon or some shit like that?
I know which story you're talking about.
And in the pictures it shows like niggas on a fucking chariot, nigga, blowing up the walls so that all the soldiers could breach the kingdom.
See what I'm saying, bro?
I feel like I said, I feel like in different areas, different regions, and the different native peoples around those times encountered different aliens.
All right,
while them
niggas
beef, the aliens also beef because the aliens they was just down with whatever humans they thought was the strongest, and niggas was beefing and shit.
Let me ask you this, SK, right? What about, all right, you know how they say reptilians, right? They're supposed to be shapeshifters.
Yeah.
Right? What if it was just the reptilian race itself fighting amongst each other's? Remember, they're shapeshifters, right?
Yeah.
So
it could be all types of shit.
These one people, they look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why you got the orcs and the goblins and shit like that.
You know what I mean?
Those could have been the aliens, the orcs, goblins, the hobbits. You know what I'm saying? The dwarves. Those could have been the different types of humanoids that back then we ain't know no better, but them niggas was coming through from ships and living with us and shit. And then at a certain time point, niggas just started getting,
No.
humans just started getting crazy with it. Just like how we made mad animals extinct. Niggas was like, nah, yo, we not jacking y'all niggas here. Like, humans is the superior race.
They said they got into a disagreement. Did y'all hear him? Y'all heard when he said that, right?
Yeah.
He said that there was that they came down.
Nigga, when it comes to
16
shit like
something.
that, that shit crazy. That shit crazy, son. Cause wasn't we looking up the Agatha shit, bro? The same shit. We was looking up that shit with Admiral Byrd and the Agatha. That's like the same
Nigga,
shit.
you the reason that got me watching all this crazy shit, nigga. Just nigga, that since that Agatha shit, motherfucking shit.
Yo,
that shit fire, nigga.
Yo,
I like
that shit is endless, nigga. When it comes to like classified documents and shit
bro,
like that,
you can't
like,
rebuke knowledge, my nigga.
Yeah, this shit crazy, son.
You can't rebuke knowledge, bro.
This shit is endless, nigga. If we was to sit here and believe what Bob Lazar is saying, you gotta believe what everybody else is saying. And if you believe what everybody else is saying, then nigga, there's mad different types of shit, mad different types of aliens, and all different types of shit that niggas is not talking about. Like how we got aliens and then holes in the earth with civilizations that we don't even know. Do the aliens know about the niggas then?
Don't fly over like they fly everywhere else but the hood.
A good point I brought up yesterday was we take DNA from all these animals and all these dinosaurs from years ago and thousands of years ago. Y'all don't think when they find aliens or something, they ain't take no DNA from them niggas or something? Come on, bro.
Hell yeah. Yo, man, y'all gotta watch X-Files, man. Yo, y'all gotta watch X-Files.
That's the second
I
time
was
you
scared of that
too.
when I was a kid,
Yo,
man.
and X-Files niggas did that shit, son. Niggas was taking the DNA of aliens and weaponizing them shits, boy.
Yo,
nigga, y'all ever heard about like I know y'all heard about Stranger Things and shit like that.
Yeah.
Y'all ever heard that around the 50s and the 60s, like during Vietnam, the government was playing messages on the radios and on TVs, and that's what made that sniper nigga go up into that tower and start shooting people?
Yep.
Y'all heard about that shit? What's that sniper name, son? This is that shit that they used to talk about that shit. They talked
Did he
about
go
that
on the
shit in
tower
Full
of a
Metal
college? It was on the tower of a college?
I think it was like one of the very first the very first shooters.
He was shooting people going inside of a school or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, niggas wild.
That was like right before Vietnam and shit.
Yeah, it was because of like political crazy shit on the radio and shit, right?
X-Files had did an episode on that shit, man. The Navy was making some shit where they were trying to see if they were able to mind control niggas through radio frequencies and TV, and they were testing it on the Americans and shit in the Southwest before they would go and test it, abroad. Yeah, son.
Yo, Sincere, what up?
Que lo que?
Yo, did you watch that shit we was talking about?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yo, yeah, it got crazy, cuz. It got crazy. Yo, I like you know what else too? I like how also he pointed out the shit with the periodic table that I was trying to explain to y'all. You feel me? That was fire. I thought that shit right there is crazy, bro. How they came up with the element and everything,
Yeah, son. No, that shit is real. Son, that they've been working on that element since World War II, though. They got element 114. They made that shit in World War II, so it was.
Remember, he said 115 and up becomes. Remember, he said 116 actually dissolves in less than a fraction of a second or some shit like that, right?
Yeah,
Is that the God element?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
All right.
It's called God particle.
Yeah, my fault. God particle. Yeah.
Yo,
All
that
right.
nigga said alien extraterrestrials came from. He said we used to have contact with extraterrestrials, and then they said that basically they first came here at 16 something. He don't remember he said they didn't say the exact number. It just said 16 something.
If you think all this shit we've been talking about is crazy, I'm telling you, Boston, start watching X-Files, bro. Every episode gonna have you looking up shit, son. You're gonna be stuck. Nigga, every time I watch an episode, by the end of the episode, I'm not even watching the next episode, son. I'm sitting there looking shit up like, yo, that shit crazy, because they talk about all types of shit.
I could never
get
into X-Files. I could never get into it.
Yeah, you can never get, I'm as a little kid.
I couldn't.
I was like 14, 15, I started watching that shit.
Yeah, I couldn't. I tried, I was just like, oh, this ain't for me.
That shit remind me Tales of the Crypt. I couldn't watch that shit.
That shit is crazy. So that shit, like,
Tales to the Crypt was my shit, yo.
That shit used to give me nightmares, son. But after a while, I had to keep watching that shit. That shit used to have me thinking every
Tales
night.
to the
Nigga.
Crypt
I was
was
like
my
14,
shit.
15.
Yo, Cuzzo, whenever you get a chance, right? Look up that video that I sent to the group chat. It was basically this dude right here, Bob Lazar, right? And he basically, he talks about extraterrestrials fucking with us. He talks about nigga elements that we use to propel fucking objects and shit. Like, you feel me? He talks about he talks about nigga crazy shit. Just and he was actually on the Joe Rogan podcast recently, y'all.
I'm telling you, boss, son, watch that shit, son. That shit gonna fuck you up, bro. That shit gonna fuck you up, son. That shit gonna leave you stuck, bro. Because it's not even about just aliens. It's about all types of shit. It's about extraterrestrials. It's about paranormal shit from like ghosts to like
so you watch that show Ancient Aliens?
Yeah, I watched that shit too. Ancient Aliens on History Channel? Hell yeah, I watched that shit.
Ancient Aliens, I gotta check it out because I have seen it, but I haven't seen it.
Ancient Aliens is more of like a documentary though. It's more of like documentary episodes and shit, and they go in depth in certain topics and shit. They talk about the pyramids and how not even our laser technology and how our computer technology is nowhere near the Egyptians' technology. Because to this day, not even with the technology we have now, we cannot imitate the sculptures that the Egyptians were making. The Egyptian sculptures are so symmetrical and so perfect that it was impossible for them niggas to be doing it with chisels and stones and shit. Niggas talk about that shit all the time. That shit crazy, son.
Shit is crazy as fuck.
Yeah, bro. And like I said, boasting a lot of this shit, I would find out this shit through just watching YouTube and watching shows and shit like that. History Channel, Discovery Channel, and shit like that.
Yo,
and
bro,
I used to watch
a
lot of bullshit.
What
Like
y'all think of that?
No.
What y'all think of that, bro? They said we containers, man. Why do they call us containers, man? That shit's about to fuck me up now.
Yo, what do you think of this?
Containers, because I most likely we're like the bottom of the totem pole.
That's what they called us, containers. The aliens refer to us as.
I think we contain something that aliens don't have, and that's why there's so many secret societies and reptilians amongst humans. Because if them niggas was that technologically advanced, and if these niggas was really that powerful, and they didn't need something from us, why wouldn't they not expose themselves? Who cares if a few humans is in disbelief because of religion and shit? These niggas is traveling amongst worlds.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a container because we contain something that the aliens cannot have, and that's why they so interested in being amongst us. Like, we contain human souls and shit like that. And the human souls is probably something that God only gave to us. You feel me? That's one of the conspiracy
You know how they
theories.
say our bodies is like a vessel.
Like we the perfect image of God.
Senya said the same shit as H just now at the same time.
Right,
She said
so
a vessel.
Maybe that's it though.
We
the
created
soul
an
part.
image of God, right? We the perfect image of God. So supposedly the aliens, like supposedly God and angels still exist amongst aliens too. Supposedly this is a conspiracy theory that humans contain the human soul, and that's why aliens be working with these secret societies to take souls from little kids and all that shit. You feel me? Because it's pure. You feel me? And that's why you supposedly got all these secret societies that got that Pizzagate shit and all this extra shit, because they be working with the reptilians and all these other aliens, because like I said, the human soul is so precious and so interesting to these aliens that they still trying to sit here and understand why out of all the species in space, humans is made in the image of God. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I'm looking at the I can't really see the words, but is at the top.
You want me to read it to you?
Is that the Anunnaki?
Yeah, can you read it to us, bro? Because we can't. It looks little.
Anunnaki.
All right,
Yeah.
so it said I'm gonna start off with the Greys first. Right?
Africano.
Greys are biological robots created by another unknown race.
oh yeah, the Anunnaki. Niggas is real too.
Yeah.
Right. Greys outlive, unlike Nordics or tall whites. Greys were not created to have emotions. and doesn't have the ability to understand how their actions affect others. They have no culture or to speak of, no personalities, and multiply by using cloning. They are programmed to behave a certain way and know nothing else. Emotions confuse them, and the experiments they perform on other races are an attempt to make sense of it. The Nordics, that's underneath the
Those are
grays.
the Aryans right there. Those are niggas
Yo,
that
so
went to
the
Hitler.
first ones was the alien looking ones on the left, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why
These
those are
guys
the
right
niggas that
here.
are science. You know, like smart niggas. You know how smart niggas lack emotions
left.
sometimes. They say, like
Empathy,
when
yeah,
somebody's so smart, they have no feelings for anything
Like
else. Sometimes
atheists
They
and shit like
heartless.
that.
yeah,
that's why they try
yeah,
to say that those grays are so smart that emotions is like irrational. Like that's not smart, nigga. Being mad or sad, like
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I'm
All
saying?
right,
That's not smart. You feel me?
SK, perfect example. Sheldon,
Yeah, like Sheldon
Sheldon
Cooper
type.
from Big Bang. That
Yeah,
nigga's so
Yeah.
smart, like he like a gray nigga. Is exactly what they explained. You feel me? Like
you
them
talk
niggas
to him
only think
about
for
love
themselves.
and
They
shit
don't
like
care.
that,
He
and
don't
you find it.
understand it.
Yeah, you know, if you speak to him about love, he'll break it down scientifically why you don't
Yeah.
need it
That's a
type
perfect
shit.
And
example.
it kind of makes them sound like they're stupid too, you know?
Nigga, the Anunnaki is real too.
All
The
right,
Anunnaki
let me
supposedly
go to the
humans came
next one.
from the Anunnaki.
Nigga, the Anunnaki look like us,
Hold up, let me get to the next one, man.
like
All
our
right,
ancestors.
the
Good
Nordics.
night, guys.
Good night, little mums.
Good night, God.
Good night.
All right, so the Nordics, right? Slave race created by the Anunnaki. They're a very peace-loving race that has accepted their role as slaves to the Anunnaki as thanks for creating them, and can therefore often be seen in the company of the Anunnaki as personal slaves. They try to make peace between the races by both warning humans about the reptilians and greys, but also working with the greys to help them understand emotions. Reptilians have proven very difficult for the Nordics to work with. Nordic women are rare and priced for their psychic abilities in their society. The Anunnaki respects this, so Nordic females are not expected to work as slaves for them and instead focus on helping their own race. All right, the Anunnaki, right? One of the oldest races still alive in the universe. They are obsessed with gold, which they use for almost everything. And
That's
this
black
is
people.
their motivation for visiting other planets. They have a habit of creating slave races on the planets they visit using creatures already there as a base. They allow the races they create to develop their own cultures and expand to other planets, but expect them to be subservient in the Anunnaki's presence. They are responsible for all other Anunnaki looking races like humans, Nordics, and tall whites.
Wow,
Reptilians,
the evil ones.
the original inhabitants of Earth. They lived underground in societies with very strong. I can't even see that word too well. It's mad small. I think it's cased, but yeah, case systems. Someone from the lower cased, right? Is it cased?
Maybe cave systems.
No, it's cased.
Okay,
Case.
okay.
Yeah, like CASTE.
Yeah, see, cast. No,
Cast,
case,
right?
case.
Lower cast.
High. Yeah, I think it's higher case.
All right, so is not allowed to speak to someone from a higher. Well, no, it's caste. Yeah, it's very strong caste system. Someone from a lower caste is not allowed to speak to someone from a higher caste unless spoken to.
Pause that real quick.
Um,
Pause that real quick.
yeah,
We kind of seen that in the Squid Game. The people with the mask can't talk to the bosses. They can't, speak to them,
it
reveal
had
who they are, type shit.
kind of like the military where it's I mean,
Pecking
the
order.
hierarchy.
Hierarchy.
Yeah. All right, it says spoken to. They are exclusively meat eaters and love the taste of human blood. They rarely wear clothes, but what little they put on is usually red, sometimes bordering on purple. They hate humans who they feel are an invasive race that forced them underground, and subsequently also hate the Anunnaki, whom they consider their nemesis. The Anunnaki hardly cares though, because reptilians are so backwards compared to them. And the last one, it says tall whites, right? It's a slave race created by the Anunnaki. They grow taller as they age, hence their name. They were created from herbivores, and as a result, they are nervous and easily frightened. They have devices that, when pointed at someone, makes them docile and calm. And just the thought of meeting other races without these devices in hand terrifies the tall whites. They are incredibly fragile. Small cuts takes months to fully heal. Broken bones can take years. The only reason they are still alive is thanks to the protection of the Anunnaki. Still, they wish to break free of their enslavement to their creators, but they'll need protectors, so they're trying to form an alliance with the humans.
Yo, so the ones that this nigga Bob Lazar was talking about was probably the Greys, right?
Probably the whites.
The whites, you think?
Yeah. Because basically he's saying that the Anunnaki are like the boss, the heads. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying, right? And pretty much they the ones who run shit, you know what I mean?
Right, that shit's fucking crazy. Like, yo.
So basically the Anunnaki is trying to give you the formula, you know what I mean? The other dudes are trying to make an alliance, so you know they would be the ones trying to get the formula up, right? Because they're trying to make an alliance.
Exactly.
That's how I would take it.
Oh, that shit's fucking crazy.
Some next level shit right there.
Remember, he also stated that that fucking them shits can control our mind if we're not listening to music, if we're relaxed, whenever we're calm and relaxed. That the extraterrestrial told them that they could control our mind, nigga. You feel me? If we're not listening to music, or if we're not doing drugs or nothing like that. You feel me? If the mind is relaxed, they can manipulate our bodies and control us and shit and make us do shit. You feel me?
Who's to say we can't do that shit, right?
Yo, right.
We only use
some real X-Men shit.
We only use 10% of our brain, like H said, yo, no bullshit. I wonder how, nigga. I wonder how. That shit's crazy. Shit's crazy.
We gotta figure out how to use the rest of our brain.
As they say, forbidden knowledge, right? Like,
right.
They won't teach us. You know what I mean? We gotta teach ourselves. So we gotta do research out there. You gotta keep looking and see what you can believe, what you can't believe. You know what I mean? What seems too far fetched may be real, and what you know what I mean may not seem far fetched enough. Yeah, you know what I mean?
First, man. Like, all that research is good, but you gotta put the research into action as well.
Into action.
Yeah, no, exactly.
All that shit we talking about.
I don't believe it. That ancient alien shit.
Yeah, you believe in ancient aliens and all that?
Man.
Yeah, I really think man had help somewhere along the line with aliens. You know what I mean? Like, I think they visited here. They had to.
This planet, period. This planet is too perfect. Like, it's too perfect.
Yeah.
For us to be able to exist the way we exist. For shit like that. Like, for shit just to exist, bro. Like, there has to be something like a.
I don't think.
Did you see how in the video he showed our solar system? How it's almost like, if you look at it, how he showed it, like it looked like a germ almost.
Off axis, everything is fucked up.
It looked like a little germ almost. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, of course. Like,
all right. So imagine like we're really in some shit where it's like a whole bunch of those little germs everywhere. Basically, you feel me? From like, yo, crazy shit. Like, And there's a whole bunch of different ones in each different one because remember he said our star, I mean our sun is a dwarf compared to some of the other suns. He said, yo, how many hours was in a day? 70 hours in a day, bro. That's fucking crazy. I think he said 90 hours in a day. Yo, bro, that's a long day, bro. Imagine what them people look like, bro. Like if there's people really there, like like
eyes as big as fuck.
That's where you said that some of them people came. That where extraterrestrial shit came from.
Skin's dark as hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on how the sun is and all that shit. Like if I don't know, depends on where they at in their solar system. That affects them.
That shit's just nuts, my nigga. That shit's different.
But does that tie into like different
shit
like that?
Did you see how he explained? Did you see how the nigga explained? Fucking. What was it? The nigga explained the speed of light.
Yeah, he said something like it's like 960 million
You heard?
miles per hour.
186,000.
He said something crazy.
186,600 miles, nigga. Some wild shit, nigga. Miles per hour, nigga. Like, come on. Like, that's pretty fucking fast, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, the crazy shit that caught me was the cloning part.
Facts. Yo, SK. Yo, Brody, that nigga said.
Hold up, my phone.
That nigga said 186,600 miles, nigga. No, that 186,000,006. I don't know. He said some wild shit, nigga. Yeah, he said some.
I don't even know. Word.
What's that number though?
Bro, like that's how fast lightning is, though. I mean, lightning.
Light.
He said that's how fast.
Speed of light.
Speed of light, nigga. Yeah, that shit was out of pocket, nigga.
How the hell they could judge the speed of light though?
He just
That's
broke
what
it
I was
down.
like. That was
He
one of
broke
my
it down.
questions.
He broke it down.
Damn.
It was just super fucking crazy.
Like
Yo,
the only time I ever heard the measurement of light was when they referred to like the speed of light, space, space shit.
Yeah,
Yo,
299,000. Well, that's per second.
It's like 900 something.
That's crazy. Nigga.
Yo, crazy. And he showed how it's crazy how he got to one spot to another, right? And then it showed how space went back, but then point B that he was trying to get to the destination, it kind of went over here to where he was at. If you noticed,
Yes,
you seen that?
186,000 miles per second.
Did they explain how what happens to the body though?
Nah, he didn't explain that.
Because that's what they say they have trouble with now is breaking down the body here and then building it back up wherever you want it to go type shit.
Well, they got flying saucers, nigga, that go at the speed of light. So,
well, my fault. I'm thinking, time travel. My fault. But even traveling the speed of light, that's kind of fast, my nigga.
Is that time traveling though? It's time.
Yeah, technically it would be.
It
would be.
Think about it. You feel me?
When you
Think
break
about
the
it,
speed
yo.
of light, that's when you time travel.
That's time travel. You feel me?
You're warping.
Yeah, you're warping. Yeah. Like he said, he manipulating the time and the speed.
My shit was bugging real quick.
Nah, yo, but he definitely said, nigga. He definitely said, nigga, when you go fast as fuck, yo, sit right here so I won't fuck up that shit. Yo, cause that shit be fucking up right here. Yo, it definitely said, nigga, if you go fast as fuck in outer space, you start manipulating time and you start manipulating the shit around you, right? That's exactly what he said, my nigga.
But it has to have an impact on something though. It has to bang into something though.
Yo, I've been slacking on getting that fucking that cam, yo, for my computer.
Yeah, facts, you slacking, nigga.
I need to get that green screen too. I want a green screen.
You can use your phone as a webcam, bro.
I mean, I'm using my phone right now, but I ain't gonna lie, cause I got mad space in my room. Feel me?
Oh, so you're trying to get spicy with it
myself, so I can set my shit up too.
I've been slacking. The camera is only fucking $30-$40. I would have set my shit up right here or something.
That's just
tough,
Yeah, have y'all ever heard of Hill 611?
Now, what's that? Talk to us. Talk to us, bro. What's that?
It's a crash that happened on in Russia.
On Hill 67?
Yo,
No.
look up
He
Russian,
said, no.
look up Russian hikers.
Now check this out. On January 29th,
That's good. This shit look hard, right?
1986, right? Local residents of a small
Shit
town
look hard, right?
of Danielgorsk. I don't know how to say that fucking Russian town name correctly. Russia noticed a small red ball hovering in the area at around 2000 hours, right? Witnesses say that the ball appeared to be flying parallel to the ground and that there was no sound heard. The object was reported to be flying about a half a mile above ground. When the object neared Hill 611, started to descend, controlled or uncontrolled descent, and subsequently crashed into the hill. Right? They got photos of the shit.
Word. That's
Yeah.
crazy as fuck. Pull that shit up. That shit crazy.
Yo, you know what that remind me of? That shit bro, in Russia, bro. Nigga, I just sent that shit to Instagram to the group chat. Bro, watch that shit, son.
But
after we look that shit up, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. It's about these Russian hikers that went missing in these mountains that's known for paranormal activities, from like aliens to ghosts and shit like that, right? And the hikers, all 13 hikers, went missing. And when niggas found them, their bodies were discovered in some crazy ass movie shit. Like niggas' bodies was like they
some
internally
Blair Witch
ripped
Project
out.
shit.
Yeah, some crazy shit. Yeah, like on some Stranger Things shit. And the Russians during the Soviet Union time, them niggas was crazy. You ever heard of the Russian sleep experiment?
Nah, it's just
Nah.
crazy.
That shit
Yeah.
crazy, bro. They used some special gas to keep niggas up. And they were able to keep niggas up for months, nigga. And these niggas was starting to become like zombies. Eating like their own skin and eating each other and shit, having super strength, eating niggas was taking shots from
Yeah, I heard
AKs
about
and
that.
shit like that. Look up Russian sleep experiment.
I heard they make a movie off of it or something like
You
that.
gotta
Yeah, they
keep
made a
sending
movie
me
off
shit
that
like
shit,
that.
word.
SK, you heard?
What happened?
You gotta keep sending me shit like that. No bullshit.
Yo, watch
Some
that
fire.
shit, son. That shit gonna have you stuck, bro. That
Got
shit
you.
crazy.
Definitely.
And it's they try to say that it was like some
We
nigga
about to
that
pull
had
it
like
up on here.
superpowers. Yeah, pull it up next, bro. That shit crazy.
Hell yeah.
This was during this reminded me of the Soviet Union shit because it's the same shit around the same time. This is 1986. The Soviet Union didn't fall until 99.
Fact.
Or was it? When did the Soviet Union fall, girls? I know y'all niggas seen that shit on the news and shit.
Shit. I don't remember the exact year,
Was it
bro.
in the 80s?
Yeah, something like that. It was after the like pretty much after the Cold War, and it pretty much ended.
Yeah, that was the end of the Cold War when right before niggas made those peace talks, the Soviet Union basically dissolved. I'm about to look that shit up.
Yeah,
But
shit's
yeah,
crazy.
this is crazy, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
The photo and shit right here. This is some
I'm
wild
looking
shit.
at that shit right now. Yeah.
Oh,
This
1991.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, this was still during the Soviet Union times right here. This was when like getting info and getting information from around there was impossible for us.
So what I'm saying is, like, how can you refute a photo like this? This ain't Photoshop.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like anything of that time.
Yeah, word. That shit
So-
looks out of pocket.
Them Russian
That shit
niggas was
crazy.
evil as fuck, son.
Yeah, the Russian and the Germans.
Them niggas was evil. I
They
mean,
were.
the U.S. government is evil too. Like we like we not innocent, but them niggas is evil, bro. You feel me? Like if niggas think we got it bad over here, you seen that shit I sent? That the niggas arrested the grandma just because the son was a criminal?
Oh,
Nah, that shit was crazy as fuck.
I had sent some shit. It was like an Instagram story, and these niggas ran up in this old lady crib, son, just cause her pops was. I mean, her son was a criminal. Them Russian niggas is crazy, bro.
Middle of the Soviet Union. The group consisted of 8
allegedly.
men and 2 women, with Igor Dyatlov as the group's leader. As the train slowly advanced deep into the mountainous Siberian taiga, the group diary received a final entry. I wonder what awaits us
And
on
this
this.
is not the only video about this. If y'all think this is like the only video, they got mad videos
Over the
about
next
this
few
case.
days, the group continued to
Alright.
alternate between modes of transportation. First,
Big
This
Uzi,
is not
what
the
up?
video I found out about this shit.
then horse and sleigh, and eventually they proceed on foot and skis. On January the 28th, one of the hikers
Damn.
named Yuri Yudin had begun to feel quite ill and eventually decided to head back.
And these
Yo.
niggas was trained hikers.
Hey,
If
yo.
you watch other videos, they'll talk about how they're trained professional hikers.
Hey,
They
yo.
do this.
Shout out to Big Uzi. Hey yo, I don't know if y'all familiar with the rapper Slim400. He's kind of mainstream. He just died 30 minutes ago in his own city.
Wow.
And
Yeah, so we about to talk about that shit next, right after this shit.
Slim400.
Yeah.
While the remaining group of 9 continued as planned. These photos were taken just before they parted ways, and it would be the last time he saw his friends alive. The group resumed their expedition across the snow-covered outback and documented everything of note using diaries as well as multiple cameras. Recovered photos and journal entries suggest that the trek progressed as one would expect, with no unforeseen complications. Just lots of snow, bitter cold, and an increasingly arduous landscape. On February the 1st, they reached the foot of a mountain known to the indigenous Mansi population as Dead Mountain. They spend the better part of the day progressing up the slope and eventually decide to set up camp only a few hundred meters from the peak.
see,
These
supposedly
are some of the
in
last
another
photos
video I watched,
recovered from the cameras.
them niggas
The
didn't
last
mean to go on
sentence of
that
the
mountain. They
column
went on the
entry
mountain by
reads,
mistake.
"It is difficult to imagine such a
They what?
comfort on the ridge."
In other videos, if you watch it, they talk about a storm and how these niggas went up the Death Mountain by mistake because they're professional hikers. Like they're not like amateur niggas that just got lost randomly. That's what made the case even more suspicious. Like I said, there's mad videos. Some videos going more in like the details of the case, and some niggas go more in detail of like what happened before the case and shit like that.
Volunteers eventually head out to find them.
Crazy.
On February the 26th, the search party is finally able to locate the camp. It's obvious to the first at the scene that something has gone horribly wrong. The tent is in scrambles, covered by a thin coat of snow. The hikers' belongings and equipment was found orderly placed inside the tent, but the tent itself had been slashed open with a knife from the inside. The next day, 9 pairs of footprints lead the search volunteers down the slope towards the nearby woods. Given that the footprints left rather mild indentations in the snow, would suggest that they descended the slope in a rather calm and orderly fashion, as opposed to running away in panic. The footprints could be tracked for about half a kilometer from the tent until the trail was completely covered by snow. So they continued in the direction of the trail and under a large cedar tree at the edge of the forest, next to the remains of an improvised campfire. They found the frozen bodies of Yuri Doroshenko and Yuri Krivonichenko. It would take over 2 months for the bodies of all 9 hikers to be recovered. The first 2 were found severely underdressed. No jackets, no pants, no gloves, hats, boots, or anything else one might expect given the frigid
Mind you,
climate.
this is in the middle of Siberia, in the middle of nowhere in the mountains, nigga.
Socks. At the time of their death, it would have been
What the
around
fuck these
30
niggas is doing with
degrees
no jackets
below
on?
zero. The cedar
Who are they
tree
running
had
from?
signs of damage as if
Right.
someone had climbed it, with branches broken up to 5 meters high. Perhaps they were attempting to locate the tent in the pitch black darkness, or perhaps they were trying to hide from someone or something. The next 3 hikers were found at varying distances between the tent and the tree, covered by a few centimeters of
This
snow.
video is missing
They
mad
were
details
dressed in
too.
the
They
previous
found
2,
mad
but
skin
not
on the
by
tree
much,
because
as
them
they
niggas
still
tried to
lacked
climb that
essential
tree with
items
no
such as
jackets or
boots,
nothing on, so they
hats,
wind
and
up scraping
gloves.
OD
They
of
were
their
all
skin
found
off.
facing the direction of the tent as if they were struggling to return at the moment of death. While some of them had sustained minor injuries, all 5 had died of hypothermia. It should also be noted that 4 of them had died while intoxicated. The last 4 hikers were found at the bottom of a small hill covered by 3 meters of snow, 75 meters from the tree in the opposite direction of the tent. 3 of them had sustained lethal injuries. 1 had a fractured skull, and 2 had fractured multiple ribs and suffered massive internal bleeding. The medical examiner believed the injuries had been sustained from a fall and compared it to a car crash. The injuries had been sustained
How?
while
Falling from where?
could not have been inflicted
Falling
by
from
another
where?
person.
There was no trees,
2 had
nigga.
also been found with gaping eye sockets, and one of the women had a missing tongue. The last of the 4 had a broken nose and a deformed neck, but died of hypothermia. The most mysterious of all, 3 articles of clothing were later found to be abnormally radioactive.
Come on, nigga.
On May the 28th, the criminal
that
case
shit
was
crazy.
discontinued with a cryptic and incredibly vague conclusion. The lead investigator writes in the final report, "The cause of death was an unknown compelling force which the hikers were unable to overcome." Not exactly the most satisfying answer and barely a conclusion at all. So, just in case the Galactic Empire had nothing to do with the death of the hikers, is it possible to explain some of the more enigmatic details in a less vague yet credible fashion? Let's give it a shot. The fact that Dubinina was missing her tongue has been taken way out of proportion. Some say that it was cut off or ripped out while she was still alive. Others say it was eaten by scavengers after death, while some even claim the tongue was later found somewhere else. But I've read the medical reports, and this is what it says. The diaphragm of the mouth and the tongue is missing. That's it. There's nothing about cutting or ripping or anything. I don't know how or where it began, but there seems to be an exaggerated importance placed on this missing tongue, while in reality, it's a rather minor detail. At least the medical examiner believed it to be a minor detail, otherwise he would likely have elaborated further. For example, the same section of the same report states, "Gaping orbits, the eyeballs are absent." Equally mysterious, right? Well, no, because the medical examiner does provide an explanation for both. Soft tissue injuries to the head are post-mortem changes to the Dubinina's corpse, which was recently exposed to water prior to detection. He even adds putrefaction and decomposition in parentheses to clarify exactly what it means. And this was not even exclusive to Dubinina, as the 4 last bodies were all damaged due to the melting snow. Now, some who claim that her tongue must have been removed while she was still alive have pointed to the fact that she had about 100 grams of blood in her stomach. But that's not exactly true either. The relevant portion of the forensic examination reads, "The stomach contained up to 100 cubic centimeters of a dark red, slimy mass." That's about 10 centiliters of something, most likely food, mixed with something red, most likely blood. So we don't know how much blood was in her stomach, just that there was blood in her stomach. Which isn't that strange, given that she was suffering from massive internal
what it just
bleeding.
said, blood.
One of the most mysterious aspects of this case is that 3 separate articles of clothing discovered on 2 of the bodies were found to be radioactive. Which does indeed sound a bit mysterious, but you have to keep in mind that almost everything is slightly radioactive. So we need more details. The radiological studies claim that under normal circumstances, an area of 150 square centimeters should not exceed 5,000 disintegrations per minute. Only 3 articles of clothing exceeded or equaled that limit at 5,000 dpm, 5,600 dpm, and 9,900 dpm. The only explanation given in the report is that the clothes were contaminated as radioactive dust fell from the atmosphere, or the clothes were susceptible to contamination when in contact with radioactive substances. In other words, they were unable to determine exactly how the clothes were contaminated, but it's not unrealistic to believe it to be a result of natural processes. But just in case it wasn't due to the elements, there may be an alternative explanation. Levatov had previously worked at a facility developing nuclear materials, and Krivonoshenko had previously worked at a top-secret plutonium production plant for nuclear weapons. and the 3 articles of radioactive clothing belonged to Kolovatov and Krivonoshenko. Around the time of the hikers' disappearance, numerous sources claim to have seen UFOs in the form of orbs of light of the night sky for a few seconds up to several minutes. These include 3 soldiers and 2 different hiking groups. Some witnesses also claim that the indigenous Mansi population, as well as a group of geologists, had told them that they had observed fireballs in the sky around the time of the incident. The problem with UFO sightings is that they are unidentified and often unverifiable as a result. Only one of the hiking groups reported to have seen the UFO during the night of the incident, while the other sightings occurred before or after.
Yeah,
then there's this. This is the very last photo taken with one of the hikers' cameras. It appears to be a photo of some type of light source taken in the middle of the night. Unfortunately, the photo is about as undescriptive as the UFO it claimed to depict. It could no doubt be a photo of a UFO, and it could no doubt be a photo of a candle, flashlight, fire, stove, or anything else. But let's assume that it is a photo of something in the night sky. What could it potentially be depicting? I can think of a few possibilities. A rocket, a piece of a rocket, man-made space debris during re-entry, a crashing aircraft, or perhaps a meteor. None of which would be too surprising given that this is the Soviet Union in the middle of the Cold War as well as the space race. So there would have been a lot of aerial activity. At the time when space exploration was about as fresh as a prince living in an affluent LA neighborhood, it's not surprising that people were unable to identify the mysterious lights. Regardless, it could not have landed close to the hikers as it would have been found by the search teams. And if the object had already been recovered, there should have been evidence in the form of a crash site, footprints, and other activity on the ground. So, given the fact that there is no obvious connection between the UFO and the hiker's disappearance, I'll put this in the spooky red herring box. So, what happened? Why did they leave the tent? Why was it slashed open from the inside? How did some of them sustain such major injuries while the others simply succumbed to the cold? Why were so many of them underdressed? I think the biggest mystery is how it's been able to remain a mystery given the abundance of information. So after spending the better part of this month hiring multiple Russian translators, reading through a massive amount of material ranging from theories about a KGB cover-up to a simple avalanche accident, this is what I believe to be the most credible explanation. First of all, why would they leave the tent? That seems to be the most important missing piece of the puzzle. I would argue that the only thing that could make them leave would have to be an immediate threat inside the tent. If something was outside, such as an animal or a UFO, then there would be no reason to cut the tent open. There were no signs of an avalanche, however, they could have escaped believing an avalanche was tumbling towards them. The problem with that theory is that the footprints show them walking in a calm and orderly manner down the slope, as opposed to running away in panic. So something caused them to panic inside the tent, but once outside, they calmed down and made a conscious decision to walk down the slope. Now, take a look at this photo. The pipe sticking out of the tent entrance is the exhaust pipe of the internal stove. This was a completely unique and homemade design as the leader of the group had built the stove himself. We know they had used the stove on the night of the incident before the incident took place, as partially eaten pieces of fried ham and bacon were found inside the tent. I think that after disassembling the stove and removing the exhaust pipe, the embers inside the stove were accidentally reignited. As the exhaust pipe had been removed, the smoke would have filled the tent in seconds. As they attempted to get control of the flame, they cut a few holes at the top of the tent to vent the smoke. When that didn't work and it became increasingly difficult to breathe, the side of the tent was slashed open and they all escaped in a state of panic. There's even more evidence to support this theory. Several members of the group were found with burn marks on both their bodies and clothing, which could definitely have been a result of the improvised fire under the tree, or perhaps a scalding hot metal stove. Some of them were also found with blood around their mouth. and coughing up blood could be a symptom of smoke inhalation. Then there's this photo taken the day before the incident. The jacket has obviously been burned, but the question is how? It's possible that sparks from the stove had accidentally set the jacket aflame. Okay, so they make it outside and quickly realize what a terrible situation they're in. Sub-zero temperatures, no shelter, underdressed, in the middle of a snowstorm, in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. At this point, I think one or more of them made a decision to head for the nearest shelter, which they would have known to be the woods. The reasoning behind this decision is likely multifaceted. The smoke from the tent could have made it impossible to stay within its proximity, and or the smoke may have caused them to believe that the tent was on fire. Some of them were intoxicated, which could have affected their judgment as well as their sensibility to the cold. And they may also have believed to be closer to the woods than they actually were.
They couldn't have been that drunk
So they
because
finally
these niggas said they walked down
and
calmly.
immediately set out to make a fire.
Right.
Some climbed a
They
tree
can't
and
be that
scavenged
drunk to
surrounding area,
misjudge
while those who
survival,
were
but
properly
you're able to
dressed
walk in
went
an
a bit
orderly
deeper
fashion down a hill drunk.
About
That
75
don't make
meters
no
from the
sense.
tree. Four of
And
them
plus,
trigger a
I don't give
minor
a fuck if there's a
avalanche,
fire.
taking
Why
them
you gonna
over the
wander out
edge
into the
of a
cold with no
ravine
gear?
at a
Put your
drop of
gear
about
on.
3
It
meters.
didn't say nothing about the tent
As
burning
the
down.
document
You
filled
can't
with
be that
rocks
drunk
and
and
ice,
walk down
they
a
sustained
hill
lethal
calmly,
injuries. 3 of the
but at
other
the
5
same time
hikers to head
not
back
put on your
to
gear.
tent,
Like you can't be that drunk, son.
while the remaining 2 slowly freeze to death around a fading flame.
You think he solved that?
Nah, that don't explain why
Her
niggas.
eyeballs missing.
Yeah, the eyeballs missing, the tongue,
Yeah.
and on top of that, like, how can you be that drunk to where you fuck up and do all that? But it didn't show no indications of niggas stumbling down the hill. Nigga, it's cold.
How high
You
is the 3
drunk.
meters? How high is that? How many feet is that?
That I mean, that's like a tree type shit. How you that drunk but you able to climb a tree and not fall from the tree? You feel me? Them niggas couldn't have been that drunk. So if you not that drunk, you definitely not making irrational decisions like that. You feel me? To leave the campsite.
Yeah, where's your eyes? Where's your tongue at?
Like, word, you niggas
And
is
how are they
coughing up blood and all
radioactive,
that
you
shit.
know?
And y'all gonna try to walk away from the only.
Well, the radioactive part is explainable. That's probably like the only part that made sense. Because they both worked in plants that dealt with radioactive
radioactive
chemicals.
shit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
There's
I
other
mean-
videos and shit of supposedly people seeing the KGB popping up and taking over the files and shit, and army niggas popping up and shit too, though.
But the other shit, like the eyeballs and the tongue and all that shit, missing shit, like yeah, that whole part. You know what I mean, I can't explain.
Yeah,
that.
how none of the rest of the body is eaten by wolves and shit like that, but the tongue and
Right.
the eyes specifically.
Right, that shit don't even
During
make sense.
a snowstorm, you telling me a predator is gonna go out and only eat eyes and the tongue, nigga?
Word.
That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense that animals took that shit. What animals
Yeah,
is
it
gonna
don't.
take tongue? That's appetizer, nigga. Them niggas is hungry. It's a snowstorm, bro.
Facts.
Them niggas gonna eat the whole shit, bro.
They're gonna take the whole body, I think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, and they're not
feral
leaving you
wolves
alive.
Ever known are just gonna pick up. That's like vulture shit. But where you gonna find vultures in the middle of a fucking snowstorm, nigga, in Siberia?
Facts.
What birds during the middle of a snowstorm is gonna land down and be like,
It makes that
this
part.
tongue.
That's like I said. That's the part that don't make no sense.
Yeah, it
you
don't
know
make
what I
no
mean?
sense. He totally disregarded that trying to solve the case, nigga. He
Like,
totally disregarded that.
I could feel the part of the fire inside the tent type of thing.
But
you know
everything
what I mean?
else still don't add up, son.
Yeah, the rest of the part that
And
it
then
just
the
don't
fact
add
that
up.
they took a picture of what looks like a red globe, and then
Yeah,
everybody in the town saw red globes. You feel me? I think them niggas probably heard a noise and probably got so scared. Niggas was a little like not that drunk. Niggas was like chilling. You know, you in the tent, you chilling. So I feel like them niggas must have saw that shit, went in the tent, was chilling, and that shit must have said boom. And them niggas must have all like, oh shit. Or that shit must have came so close, them niggas was like, nah, we out. Like, oh, nigga, that explains why you're gonna dip with no clothes on. You feel me? Like even if they ripped the tent open, if it was the fact that there was a fire,
the fire kind of explains.
Yeah, but the tent wasn't on fire itself though. The tent was just ripped open with a knife. So you have plenty of time. If there was a fire where it kind of got smoky in there and you had to rip the tent.
Well, not necessarily. If it gets smoky really quick, you don't have time to get
Yeah,
dressed.
but if you bust open the tent, nigga, it's negative 20 degrees outside. You telling me even if it was mad smoky, you're not gonna put on some boots?
I would think
After
so.
I
You know what I
ripped the
mean?
tent
I
open and
I
the
would
air
think that
circulating
while the
out, I'm
nigga
not
busting
walking
the
away.
tent open, you getting something, warm enough to wear to get outside.
No, I'm gonna wait till after. I'm not walking away from the tent. After I rip open the tent, I'm gonna let the smoke die down, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna grab some shit if I'm gonna walk away from the tent. I'm
But
not just
this is
gonna
what I'm
walk
saying.
away
Like, I would
barefooted.
think that one person would grab all the gear while the next nigga open up the tent.
Like,
that way everybody got their
if you read other cases and if you watch other videos, they talk about how them niggas weren't amateur. Like they weren't amateurs, and the only reason why they went up that hill is because the snowstorm started before they even set up camp. There's a lot of shit in this video he's not talking about. Like I said, he kind of just jumped to the case because he wanted to talk about the conclusions.
Mhm.
But if you watch a lot of other videos, they talk about a lot of other small, minor details, like how these niggas got lost. Supposedly,
Yeah, there's a lot of
because
stuff
they were
just
supposed to
don't
go
add
to
up.
another mountain. One of them niggas was a professor, and all them other niggas was college students, but they all were experienced hikers. One person stood behind in the village because he didn't feel well before going. And these niggas had took a train out there to Siberia. Like I said, they was doing some shit, and they was supposed to go on another mountain. Everybody in that town knew about that mountain because it was called Death Mountain before them niggas even died there.
Wow.
And that mountain was always a superstitious mountain and shit.
Bro, that's some
So that's
weird
what I'm
shit,
saying. There's
bro.
a lot of other shit that they not talking about. Like them niggas was not even supposed to be on that mountain to begin with.
Yo, about to talk about some crazy shit, all right?
Yo, I'm tapping out though, bro. I'm heading out early in the morning, my
You
G.
already know,
So
bro.
I'll link up with y'all tomorrow.
You ready?
All right,
Yo, fucking Slim400, man, shot and killed in LA, y'all.
That's not the blood dude, right?
That's the nigga that basically he been getting shot over the years mad times too, you feel me? Look at this shit. Slim400 right there, y'all. Crazy shit. About to play this. I don't know if it was live or what.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this for Dolph. You know what I'm saying? Smoking that gelato.
Damn, they got him.
Yeah, shake back like a foe. You know what I mean? RP my nigga. You know what I mean? It's his rest day. I ain't show my face and said shit. At the end of the day, it's my nigga though. You know what I mean?
Oh, I seen this nigga before.
Yeah.
Gelato,
It's
nigga.
crazy.
Stop playing for real, nigga. Whoop.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I forgot who he was beating. Not beefing with. He was going back and forth with like 6ix9ine and somebody else. But then they got
Ain't he
him.
YG man?
Who?
I thought he was YG's man. Like YG.
Oh, I don't know. He signed. I know he
I
signed.
don't know, but yeah,
Bad Boy.
man, they slumped him, man. They slumped
Uzi
him,
was
bro.
popping, man. Yeah, they got him.
They bodied him, bro.
Damn, that's crazy.
Big Uzi said, rest in peace.
Yeah,
The
that's
bro
crazy
said they
shit.
slumped him. Shit's
Look,
fucked
that
up.
Slim400.
Yeah, look, YG.
Bro?
Yeah, look, YG's man.
Oh, shit. Shit, that time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was getting shot at mad times, though, yeah.
Yeah,
the
bro, he
Crips
was
and
getting
Bloods
shot
is
at mad
beefing
times
again?
before. Huh?
The Crips and Bloods is beefing again?
Nah.
Because
Nah,
I thought
but he been
YG Blood.
Yeah, I don't know, but he been getting shot mad times.
He was shot and killed in the 60s. An hour ago.
Yeah.
Booze got it.
Let me just say it one more time. Slim. On that stand.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I can plant something of my own.
My youngest shooting at some.
Damn. I bodied him. Yeah, Smooth. He died, bro. They bodied him.
48. I'm the first to line it up. I ain't a second late.
That's crazy.
Yeah, y'all see it.
They slumped, son.
Yeah, they slumped him, yo. It's sad, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
man.
identified as Pyru, not Blood. Him, NYG from Treetop Pyru.
Yeah. They identify as Pyru, not Blood. You could tap on that for me, food stamps, real quick, so it could be like where Uzi's thing is at right there.
Hold up.
Oh yeah, man. I hear stop.
Shot and killed in Inglewood.
See, look,
And
rest
then
well, bro. Just seeing you.
he caught a headshot. And the thing is, damn. Niggas will walk up to your body and take a picture of you.
He everything else. A day ago, he dropped something and everybody was saying it was fire. You know what I mean? And then look, now everybody's saying pull through. Damn, blood shake my head gone too soon. Rest easy.
Somebody doorbell, son.
No. It's a TV.
Yo, Boston, I peeped that you be playing fucking PUBG and shit, son.
Come on, fuck with me. You already know.
Yo, y'all niggas need to jump on Insurgency Sandstorm, son.
I got that.
You got Insurgency Sandstorm?
Yeah.
Yo, that shit heat, bro. That shit's like the most realest game I ever played, son.
That's on PS5 too?
Yeah.
Alright.
That shit fire, son. That shit mad realistic, bro.
Uh-huh.
They just updated that shit today. They just put some new shit. That shit. Oof.
That shit's crazy.
But word, yo, I sent mad shit to the chat, son. Other shit that you can look at and shit on your dolly or for like next videos or something, you heard?
Facts. Hell yeah, bro. We definitely gonna definitely fuck with it.
I sent a few. I sent like 2 other videos to the group chat.
Look, y'all. In LA. Nigga got bodied in LA. Shit's crazy, right?
Big facts.
Shit's sad. So yeah. What were we talking about? SK? Oh yeah, yo, bro. I love shit like that. You heard, bro?
Yeah, I peeped, son. That's why I sent some more shit.
Yeah, facts. Hold up. Let me turn off this loud, yo. Shout out to everybody for tapping in today.
You already know, man.
All right, y'all.